Hi, everybody. Just quick hello. We're nearly starting. Just be patient. Sorry for this. It's all technical difficulties. Just hold out. Marv, you're live.
All right, welcome everybody to Curse of Strahd, D&D with Infinity and Beyond. This is day 24, I believe, of Curse of Strahd. If a tree falls, we have a live studio audience that is immediately deserting. Literally,
Wow.
the minute we start, everyone's like, get the flip out of the room now.
Wait, they're recording? Get out.
We would prefer to watch them struggle with tech for 20 minutes and then do this. So I want to thank my writer friends for being awesome. Those who stay will stay and enjoy the awesome. But it's a pleasure to see everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to Curse of Strahd Day 24. This is live from Origins. We're starting extremely late because incredible tech problems, but we managed to get them worked out with multiple devices and items and things and all that kind of stuff. So we are now here and we are ready to go, I believe. I do want to remind everybody about ways to support the stream. Oh my God, I'm going to mute that. I do want to remind everybody about ways to support the stream. If you have not done so already, it would be awesome if you could follow the channel. That's obviously the most important thing to do. If you have not done so already, please support the channel by checking out the YouTube. Hold on a second. There we go. Not that one. Hold on. I want to mute that. Like that. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to follow the YouTube with !ArvTube, the Discord with !ArvCord. Please make sure to check out the website, arvinelaron.com. And please make sure to check out other things like, thank you, Shadowmate. Oh my God, the resub with Dragon Spear. 2 years, 24-month resub streak. That is amazing.
Can you believe that?
Dragon. That is super awesome. And why did I just get that kick through? Okay. It is a world record. Yes, that is true. It is an absolute world record. And then exclamation point, ArvCord, ArvTube, and arvinelaron.com are the ones that you need to know about. As far as the sort of financial ways to support the channel, exclamation point ArvTreon is the Patreon, which is currently sitting, I think, right around 360, 370, something like that. Exclamation point ArvTreon for that. Exclamation point ArvShop will get you over to my merchandise area, which would be much appreciated because we have a lot of cool stuff for Adventures of Middle-earth and for D&D with Infinity and Beyond, of course, and soon to be Esper Genesis as well. And then last but certainly not least, we have got the sub button, which is right above that video window. We are currently sitting at about 61, 62 subs. So we want to continue to move that up towards our goal, our record of 71 subs, and then our goal of 80 subs by the end of the year. Most important, though, for right now, and folks, this is really important. I want to make an appeal to everybody, and that is for the Kickstarter for Icarus and Jelinek. This launched about 3.5 days ago. And we are very excited about it. I've been talking about it a great deal here at Origins, but we definitely need people to push this out, please. It's really important that people spread the word and get involved with it. We have been a little slow, I'll be honest, to begin, and we really want to make sure that we pick up because we're very excited about the prospects for this. The art is amazing. I worked very hard on the story. I'd like to think the story is good. We've really got a big and awesome team behind it. Hi, Robin. We've got a really great, awesome team behind it. So we're really excited for it, but we need people's help to be able to make it happen by the support and the pledging for it. So if you haven't done so already, please spread the word about this because we really need people to jump on board and let other people know about it. That would be really great. Now, with that said, I've got D&D Curse of Strahd tonight. We will be playing probably only for a couple of hours because we're getting started so late, but we will be playing here. I am, of course, joined as per usual live by the man himself, and I'm going to have to pull this up so I can actually see what I'm looking at here and pull up my Twitch.
I made sure the layout's the same as yours, so you got Weller, then Oleg, then Django, Rude, Mason, Zoran.
I just feel weird right now that I'm not looking at the whole. There we go. Now I see it all. So we will begin with the gentleman who is sitting not to my left in reality, but is sitting to my left virtually. And that, of course, is Mr. Trendane Sparks.
Sitting to your left in purgatory.
Yeah, that's right. I want you to know, Trend, that I have been on several panels here with Larry Dixon. And we have talked quite a bit about not only Larry, but also about the furry community and all that kind of stuff. And I was sort of talking about that. And at one point I mentioned your name, and he's like, oh, yeah, yeah. He's like, of course, I know a lot of them just by their furry names and and so there's this big thing. And this is, of course, a panel which had nothing whatsoever to do with furries or anything else. I'm just kind of like, all right, well, let's, so we're just going to go to because the people in the audience were like, is this okay? Is everything okay? So it was a good time. Anyway, but you have been mentioned several times here in relation to Shadowrun BattleTech.
That was a riveting story, Arv. Thank you so much for sharing.
Sure, it's always my pleasure. That's always what I try to do. But with that said, I do want to say hi to Trent and say how you doing, how's life in the universe, and who you play.
Cool. Yeah, doing fine. Trent Sparks, voice actor, playing Weller and Little Weller. Hi, Strahd.
Oh yeah, Oleg Denicourt got this half orc paladin. I stream on Twitch at _. John, go.
Django Lucky, reanimated warlock, Rob.
Hi.
Wow.
Good job, Rob. Let's go.
Darkside Rob, I just recently restarted streaming on Twitch TV today. Good to see y'all. Twitter.com/GC Darkside Rob, playing Mason, Dr. Xavier. You know the spiel. Enjoy the show. Or don't. I don't give a shit. Whichever one comes first.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun with it.
Awesome.
Play the home game.
Try our home game. Yes, welcome back, Rob. Exactly. All right. Well, so we are here, and the crew has been attempting to make its way through the deadly wilds of Barovia and dealing with the circumstances of Ravenloft. The party has had a very eventful time, and in the last couple of sessions in particular, the party has been trying to track down information about certain things that would perhaps cause problems for Strahd and would perhaps also boost the morale of the people of Barovia. In particular, the one that I'm talking about is the Wizard of Wines. In our last session, the party actually went and ended up finding a number of the Martikovs who had been driven away, apparently, from the main building of the winery, and had asked the party to recover that building to basically clear it out so that they could have access to it. When the party arrived at the building, what they discovered is that it had been taken over by these strange druids with sort of strange clothing and odd language and things that they didn't really understand. And then a whole metric ton, I think probably would be the best way to put it, of these small, strange wood creatures that are very hostile and conceivably very dangerous, or might have been very dangerous were it not for the fact that the party had some ravens working for them and had someone in the warlock who basically just kept AoE kablam, kablam,
Just call me
kablam,
Shotgun
kablam.
Django.
Yes, so it was an interesting, hold all the zombie hordes back, so to speak, from the building. And so the party was able to go through, clean out the building, and then ended up going back to tell this to the Martikovs. What eventually happened, of course, was the Martikovs informed them that although they had done a great deed, that the things that had sort of brought these strange, haunted, plant-like things to life was still possibly a presence. And the presence, as they discovered from one of the Martikovs, might have come from this place known as Yester Hill. There was a man that they found, one of the druids that they found, who had lost his mind, who was insane, and who ended up dying. And the reason that the person died was they basically used, and I believe it was Weller who did this, used his ability to basically sense his thoughts. I believe it was it Weller that was doing this?
Yeah.
I want to make sure, okay. It was using this to sort of sense his thoughts and to kind of get a sense of his surface thoughts and then kind of push, a little bit further to get more information about him. And then had this vision, essentially. And in the process of getting this vision, there was this druid who was walking through and then was confronted by this enormous, horrific-looking tree, which reached down and reached out to him. And then in this vision, the man, not unlike that, screamed, shrieked, and then fell dead. And so as we begin the adventure session today, the party has just had this happen. The man is lying dead after, again, I think it was Weller that had this vision. And so now the party has to decide what they want to do with the information that they have just been given. And so I now will hand things back over to the party, because I don't think you were going towards Yester Hill yet, unless I'm mistaken and I'm forgetting, which is possible because it has been 2 hours of doing tech issues. So that is conceivable. But does this sound right? Trent is giving me this frowny look, like this doesn't match up with what he remembers.
Well, we cleared the winery. We went back and told the guys, hey, we did this thing and blah, blah, blah. And they said, well, yeah, but there's this other thing on Yester Hill. And we're like, why the hell didn't you tell us that the first time?
Right.
Why do you wait until we come back to give us the next quest? Just tell us what's wrong, and we'll take care of it all while we're out, and then we'll come back and say, all right, you can move back in. I hate that about World of Warcraft. Anyway.
I thought we actually go to the tree, though.
I don't remember if you went to the tree but I remember the vision, and I
remember that too.
Yeah. We haven't headed there yet, so.
Right.
I didn't think you had yet. I think it was in the vision that you saw the guy doing.
Yes.
Okay, so good. I didn't forget everything. Good, lovely. Okay, so that is where we're at. And so I will now hand things back over to Paul.
Everything, Arv. Don't ever forget that.
What was that? I'm sorry. What?
I'm the one who's here to forget everything. Don't ever forget.
Good. As long as I know which one of us it is, that's great. We can both forget things equally, Rob. We can both.
I've forgotten than most other D&D. I've forgotten more than most other D&D players remember. So it's.
So, all right. So what is the party going to do? While you decide that, I'm getting my reading lesson.
We've come this far. We might as well complete it.
Hey, well, are you all right? What do you see?
Terrible things?
In other words,
Like-
Tuesday.
Like, as bad as you saw it, yeah?
Well, let me show you. And he will mind speak with Alec and just show him what he saw.
That's
I know, it's like the real life version of the movie The Guardian with the tree. It's horrible. I don't like it.
that's how it
Does
feels like
anybody else know what he's talking about?
You should probably show him.
Him.
Perhaps we should show all
Mason.
of us.
I can only show one of you at a time. How about I show it to you, Django, and then you can send it to everyone but me, because I already saw it once and I don't want to see it again.
Well, not me either. Now I've seen it.
Go
So
ahead.
And so mine speak to
Mm-hmm.
and here, see the amazing cinematograph as
Come on, narrate the whole thing like that. Come on.
no. Or as Tim Curry said in Clue, which I recently rewatched again, no.
One of us could be doing that. Like the piano, like.
So what exactly awful thing am I seeing? I don't remember.
Huge
I'm
nasty
sorry.
tree, druid nearby, falls dead after screaming. It's pretty much the gist of it.
Is given a big gross
just
staff
a
with
tree's oozing blood, like a giant
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
demonic
the whole
looking
staff thing
tree.
too. Right.
Ah,
There's a staff in the tree, if I remember correctly, or is it?
It like extends a branch to him. And
Yes, it
becomes
was when he
staff,
extended
right?
the branch that became the staff.
Yep.
He sort of took it and
so
then
it's like the end of Sleepy Hollow. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Does this seem remotely familiar to me at all? Have I ever heard of a legend of like a staff giving tree that kills people?
no, you have absolutely not.
All right.
Which means it could be something recent, or it could be an ancient thing that had been hidden from you. That is
Mhm.
conceivable.
Oh yeah. All right. My viewpoint is still the same. We have come this far. We might as well finish it. I vote for fire and lots of it.
One of these days, that mentality is going to get us all killed.
Much like everything else in Barovia. What is your point?
I have to agree with him. We've already come this far and we're still alive.
Well, you want us to go into the forest, but
It's
we've
a
got the
piece of
kids and Arena to take care of. We can't really take them with us if we're going to go deep into.
Are you going to stay with the Barovia? What is it? Marovic?
The Mardikovs?
Mardikovs. They're going to stay with the Mardikovs.
I mean, stay here at the winery.
We can stay with the Macaronians.
Nailed it.
They were the Maisharonas.
That's true. Actually, I think it was Olak who just said, indeed, we have cleared the winery. So they should be safe there.
So, first, we left them at a bar. Now we're leaving them at a winery. All right. Okay.
You got a point?
Basically, it's a metaphor for life, Weller.
Exactly. They might as well start young.
Now, wait a minute. I am a doctor. I can't condone that.
I don't know. I feel like we should probably get
Certain
to
things
Crest.
that I can't.
You say the hill is
Certainly buy and go.
Yester Hill or Wester Hill?
Yester with a Y.
Okay, like yesterday, but hill.
Yes.
And a U, I think.
What? No.
Yester Hill?
It's just Yester Hill. Yester Hill.
There's no spelling of Yester with a U.
All my
in it.
troubles seem to. Yep. It's
It seems so swift to kill.
Now I think I really had my
The
fill.
reason I say that is because it's written that way on the map. So
Oh, that's odd.
Is it what?
Did I,
It says
did I
with a
spell it
U?
right? Yes, sir. I
It's
thought,
typed wrong. That's why.
Oh, because it's not. Okay.
No offense.
So wait a
Tom,
minute. So
Yoister.
let me see if I get this correctly.
uh,
So we've cleared out the winery, but there are yet more druid jackasses that we have to go and murder.
right, because they're preventing the grapes from growing.
but
Of course they are.
And
I
well,
mean, that
according
would
to
be part
Martikov-
2 of the problem.
Right. According to the Martikovs, also.
Step
that-
1, take over the winery. Step 2, stop the grapes from growing.
And according to the Martikovs, they also are the ones who created these haunted plants in the first place. And so, yeah.
step 3, profit.
Step 3, profit.
I'm in. Yeah, let's go fuck up some more druids. Let's go.
I know it's just not doesn't seem very safe here, but like this. How well like if they were to barricade themselves in the vineyard, would it? How secure would it look? Like, does it look, if I remember correctly? Because it didn't. It had like a whole bunch of really easy entrances to come in and out of. There was no real security in the vineyard.
Also, we need to wait an hour.
Well, I'm not. So you're asking whether they could barricade themselves inside the building?
Yeah,
you mean?
in case anything happens. I mean, like, what type of security could we kind of build quickly in short notice? Some kind of barricades in case. 'Cause I don't want to leave them here.
Right. I mean, what I was going to say was, now the Martikovs, I believe, had offered to take care of the children and Verena while you were gone in that area, and also, now are very excited to go back to the the building, basically.
Yeah.
The building is not destroyed. Remember, you didn't blow in any doors, and everything was in pretty good condition. And the outside, in terms of outer doors and barriers, for what that's worth. So
That's true. They just pushed their way in. We didn't.
We only
break it.
broke one of the giant vats. Well, I did. So.
Right.
Yes, because you couldn't operate a spigot.
Now, down in the cellar, the wine shelves are freaking destroyed, but they could use those to barricade the cellar, just nail them all together to block the doors and put broken glass and all the things. And if anybody tries to get in, they will be cut to ribbons.
Didn't exactly leave the winery in better shape than we
That wasn't
came
our
out.
fault. That was the
Yeah.
druids casting thunder.
Hey, collateral damage, whatever.
I guess they could go down to that basement.
Yes, thankfully they're not giving us a bill.
down to the cellar where it's very, very cold. Yes. Okay, so we have a plan then. Good.
So, just want to quickly check. We are not rested yet after that combat period.
Nope.
Yeah, but I need, like I said, we need to wait an
That
hour.
reminds me, I have I need to check what condition my condition is in. Sorry. I couldn't help myself.
God. Well, I need to cast.
That might be one of the few references we haven't made on this stream.
I need to cast Find Familiar again to get my familiar back.
Yeah,
Because
so-
I have something that can be very useful where we're
So
going.
just so you know,
you have
I've,
to familiar
I've
what
only
your
used,
familiar is in.
I'm lightly damaged, and I've used one spell, so I've got most of my spells ready. If you want to go out now without resting, but I
To check
figured if we
your
have
familiar is an outie or an innie right now.
if we
I
have
prefer not to go without having some sort of aerial reconnaissance, to be quite honest. I think that's a bad idea. So,
Wait, aerial or what?
Is Raven.
if I cast Find
Oh, I
Familiar-
thought you meant like I'm
power.
gonna conjure drone or something. I was like,
Well,
basically.
Find Your
what are
Raven,
you talking about?
pretty
I
much
mean,
what
yeah,
it is.
that's what they did in Assassin's Creed. It works, apparently.
Exactly. So, yeah. Does this work? Oh, cool. Okay, good.
Excuse me.
Weller is sort of fumbling with his symbol of Lathander and looking down at and sort of muttering under his breath, and various holes and rips in his robes just kind of
Mm-hmm.
slowly repairs his clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, so am I allowed to? Am I casting my spell? Or otherwise, I'm going to start casting if no one objects otherwise to get this done.
How long will it take for that? Is it an hour or something like that?
Unfortunately, it's a ritual. So while I can do it at any time without blowing a spell slot, I believe it takes an hour.
If it's an hour, I can spend that hour just like.
I'm pretty sure it's an hour because it takes longer than the average 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say most rituals are 10, but
You know,
careful because it's got loose pages.
it's well used.
Not well made.
Yeah.
The first edition ones weren't. Mine is.
Yeah, no, casting is still an hour regardless.
Okay.
It's actually an hour and 10 minutes, I think, is what it takes.
Mhm. Yep.
So yeah, but I have a feeling it'll be very handy.
So
I just wish I hadn't.
we could take a
blown it out.
short rest and just heal up if needed, and I could probably build a few barricades just to help them in case they need somewhere to hide, in case any more of those creatures come while we're gone.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could spend the hour barricading the winery.
Well, not just the whole wiring. I think they need some kind of safe room, maybe. Maybe the basement. That seems probably the most secure.
True. All right, so the next hour, 10 minutes, I'm casting. So that's happening for me.
Okay. So, so you're going to be casting inside. You're doing the barricades. What Weller and Mason? What are you doing as they are doing these things?
Weller's going to find a place to take a short rest and do some hit dice stuff because he's at 8 of 26.
Ow.
Okay. And Mason, what are you going to be doing while Weller is healing and other people are doing what they're doing?
Double check me, Arv. I think I'm currently at 44.53.
I think I may be. Yeah, I think I actually may have some. I think these notes are actually not my regular
Nice.
notes.
Well, that's what I have. Do you want to go with that, or do you want to? That sounds right after the last engagement.
Well, what is Alec at? Is probably a good way to test.
33 of 45. We did do a bit of melee, so.
Right.
I did not take much damage. I think I only took like one hit. That
So
fight.
you were what of what? I'm sorry, Mason.
44 of 53.
Yeah, that sounds probably right.
All right, so then I'm gonna rest and use a hit die.
Okay.
Get some of that health back.
Django, what do you have?
And I should have, and also all of my
Oh no.
what was it? All my crimson rights should be rescinded. So those, I think 44 accounts for that. So no, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. Because no, that's not true.
As long as you're sure.
Well, no, because what I can't remember is the crimson right. You take a point off of your maximum HP.
Right.
So was 53 my maximum HP? Was it always my maximum HP? I can't remember.
I had you to begin with at 48. Was your maximum. Now I don't know.
No, that is not true at all.
Okay, so that's
48. It was not my maximum.
So then mine is outdated then by a session.
That was probably before my last
your last level up.
level. Yeah.
Okay. So then I don't know. I would guess.
So then I'll have to go back and look, but we'll say it's 53 for now.
Okay.
All right, and I'll just use a hit die.
Okay. So while you're doing that, so Weller, you said you were 8 out of 26.
Was now 20 out of 26.
Lovely. Okay, and Django was 50 out of 50, 20 out of 26. Good. Okay. All right. So, what kind of barricades are you setting up, Alec? By the way.
So probably use some of the wood from the destroyed wine cellars down below, and just probably barricade, because I think the basement had 2 entrances in one of the rooms anyway. Did so I'd completely barricade one of them, just completely fill it with wine barrels and debris, and then put the other one with just some kind of just way to reinforce the door when they shut it. so at least they can
Okay.
hold off if needed.
Okay. All right. As you're putting this together, you can as I said, the doors themselves are in fairly good condition. You do find little pieces of wood and branch and all that stuff everywhere. And a lot of these things are, as I think I mentioned before, but just to reiterate, shattered, like just annihilated, and that includes ones that, like piles of wood that you never defeated, these creatures personally, and yet they were shattered when you got up there, especially on the second floor. There's that one room that had a couple of those piles, and you find a few more of those piles as you're looking around the sort of.
We can set up some glass, put some glass into like rags, and then they can throw that out to make some kind of caltrops, makeshift caltrops.
Okay, you can do that. Okay, see you, Shadow. You can do that if you like, sure. Okay, so when the hour-ish is up, at that point, I believe you have your
Valley is back.
Valley is back.
Yep.
Okay.
Or maybe that looks just like her. Him.
Yes,
all good.
Back again. All right. So, okay. And then you are apparently in much more rested position, are ready to go, I gather, to Yester Hill, if I'm understanding this correctly.
Correct.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So you head down to the south, basically following the path. Let me pull that up for just a second.
I assume we bring Zarama and Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that if you wish. You will have to be triggering them because there's no way I'm going to be able to move them around.
I've got Saram already, so we're fine.
Lovely. Okay.
And I'm sending Valley up ahead. We can start clearing the map.
I'm going to do this right now. All right. So you begin to make your way down towards this path. Now, as you're going down, you notice, first of all, that there is this ridge of woods that's up to the east, which the Mardikovs had told you is basically Svalich Woods. And this ridge is sort of right along your left side, and you have this kind of uncomfortable sensation as you're going down of how dangerous all of this feels, because the wood, like the forest edge, is basically right up almost against the path and higher. So it is primo grounds for an ambush, right, as you're going along. And you hear the sort of, caw, and like this, the caw of ravens overhead, rustlings in the woods, occasionally what sounds like it's a growl, but maybe you're just imagining it, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, are you able to hear the music okay? And his chat?
I should ask chat. Yeah, because I upped the volume a little bit. Hopefully they should be able to hear. I can pump it up a bit more.
Can you hear it, chat? I just wanted to double check. I cannot really because of this setup I have here.
Yes, well, I can hear it. I don't know if they can hear it. Rob?
Okay.
He says barely, so you can probably turn it up some.
Yeah.
I have it on my end here.
I was just about to roll.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if you just rolled.
I rolled incorrectly, and then I rolled correctly, and I got the same number. So I am back.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just trying to figure out if it was a total of 4d10, like 4 hit dice, or if it was
the
one. Okay.
I used roll 20 incorrectly.
Just.
Well, we don't want to leave it too low, second OBS. I understand you don't want to have the situation to happen where you felt like it was drowning us out, but I want us to have a little bit of music in there.
Half that volume? All right, hold on.
So it's about half that volume. Also, when you get a chance, Saad, the chat is not all the way down to the bottom of the chat window.
It doesn't. Oh, damn! I tried to make it so it could do that, but
okay, you can just stretch it a bit or whatever. It's not too bad, but just letting you know.
Stretch it till it looks like Rob.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to. It's a lot of.
I fixed it. No one knows what you're talking about.
I know it's an inside joke that just everybody else happened to hear and don't understand. So, Rob, if you click on the word hit dice on your character,
right,
it should roll all that shit automatically for you.
You're right. I did it the manual way and did it wrong.
Oh, Rob, forgetting once again.
Yes.
Doing your job.
Who are all of you? Don't care. Don't answer that question.
Alignment.
It's fine. Let's just move on with our lives.
Hold on. That aligned. Now I've got to cut the top off and then push it down. Oh, it's alright. It's going to be me tweaking it just a tad.
Okay, that's fine. So in the meantime, so as you continue down, I'm assuming that the sound is okay for chat, but if not, chat, let us know and we'll make some adjustments. As you are continuing down, you finally find yourself coming to what looks like a clearing. I'm going to show you the clearing, but then I'm going to bring you to another map to give you a more close-in view. So let me take you to Funky Town, also known as Yester Hill. All right. Let's bring you into the top.
A little known or not needed sequel to.
Exactly. All right. Let me take you to the top right here. This should bring you over to Yester Hill. I think I moved you over. Did I?
No.
Okay.
You have to.
Now I have. Now you should be there.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay, I got black space. And, what am I doing here?
Here,
You have to do all the resizing.
I'm shift tabbing it over.
Wait, yep. There it is.
Okay.
Oh my God, he's huge.
Okay. I got
Damn
that.
right, I'm huge.
Problem. You're damn right.
Big McLarge huge.
Mega huge Alec here. Okay. All right. As the rest of the party
Oh my God,
files
the big
in.
eagle's attacking us.
Tolerable. Okay.
All right, so I'm not there, and neither is Zerama
Oh, you need me to bring you over?
or Valley. Yes, please. It's just going to be easier.
Okay. Little
IAB, the Jaegering continues.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll get the full crew next time.
Someday. Keep
okay.
watching till the big finale. Whenever that, we're still doing side quests. I don't know when the finale is gonna happen.
And Zerama.
How do you know this is a side quest? Because it's all about getting rid of
so we
Strahd's
balance.
control.
We still need Valley. Yeah, I also need
True.
I also need you, Mason.
Accurate.
I don't have you
So
out there
I'm
yet.
gonna refresh my camera because.
I'll put him out
Rob,
there
you-
for you. I'll do it.
Rob, can you hear me?
Still doing that.
What?
How's it doing?
Rob, I need.
Yes.
Can you bring in? Oh, there you are. I see. Thank you.
I didn't do anything. What happened?
And then you're fine.
Go to the very top
Okay.
right. Do you see us there?
Cool.
You see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my
Mm.
camera. Yeah, it did move. Am I out of sync? I don't know.
There we go. Boom. All right, I'm just getting Valley here. Give me 1 second.
Think about it this way, Iv. At least you don't have to control both a GM window and a game window for streaming.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, oh god,
And you only have to deal with one webcam tonight.
Yeah.
these are all true facts. Still, I wish that my goddamn Thunderbolt dock that I was so proud of was actually.
Arv language.
I know. What is wrong with you? Okay.
Who is he? Captain America now?
Well, dang. Right.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it all. All right, there's Valley. Okay.
Thank you.
This is a load of bullpucky.
Okay, so let me describe a little bit about what you see
That hellscape we see stretching out before us.
as you get close. Exactly. Okay, so the trail through the thick woods as you are heading down leads to. I was waiting for a trend to say Blagofkas, but he didn't. To Blagofkas.
Why would I do that?
I don't know why. Why would you ever do that? Yeah.
Hasn't this cast encountered enough road bumps tonight?
Okay. So, the trail through the thick woods leads to a hill covered with dead grass and cairns of black rock.
Well, that's not so bad.
Dark, ominous clouds gather high above, and a single bolt of lightning strikes the hilltop.
Getting worse.
West of the
Good timing.
West of the hill, the land, the woods, and the sky vanish behind a towering wall of fog.
Oh, fuck.
And let me
I'm not liking that sound of that at all.
one sort of.
And in front of you, a Holiday Inn.
Uh-oh.
No, Red Roof Inn Plus.
Oh, shit, it's a Quality Inn. Run.
Okay, so let me reveal a little bit more of what we got here.
No, I'm not a demon slayer, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night.
Okay, here we go. and like that. So, so basically the path extends left and right, basically to the west and to the south around the hill. And then there is a path that just continues to climb the hill. So
where's Weller?
Is there something worth taking samples of?
I'll ping with the direction you're going. Follow the road.
Oh, there he is. Oh, sorry, I didn't see him down there. Okay. Well, I guess we're just charging right in.
He's
So-
small.
yeah, so there are these dirt trails that run along two concentric rings of cairns that encircle the hillside. And actually, each of these cairns here seems to be what looks like a 10-foot high mound of slimy black rocks.
Or if you need to assign control to me, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Something you did it for the Raven, but not the characters. Thanks a lot.
Well, I figured that Valley is all that mattered.
Yeah.
Prioritization.
He's really the brains of the operation.
Listen, you know the internet, it's all about the pets.
Right.
Sorry.
Power suddenly turned, or Rob suddenly turned 60. Still don't have it for some reason.
I know, I don't,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not,
It's you, not me. Good.
I don't know why it's,
Ah,
why does it not have,
Finish a sentence.
it's not, sorry, it's not letting me assign you control. I can't even get into the menu.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to poll the audience for a
I got
solution?
an idea. Delete those and then go back to the other page
Yeah, that's what I'm
and just
doing now.
copy and paste. Just
Yeah.
something I think of.
The audience is left. There's no one there anymore.
There's no audience, there's one audience member here.
Nice.
But he's only here because I'm using his iPad.
So you're saying he doesn't trust you.
Fuck.
He still wants to play the tree.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Let me get down there. Move over here and pick up. Okay, here is this copy. This is not at all clunky. Okay, Easter Hill. Up here, over here, and paste. And I really hope you have control over that now.
I do.
All right, good.
Excellent.
And I have to do the same thing with Zarama.
Yep. It seems like it's like an extra half dozen steps you don't normally have to do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again,
It's
none of this is out.
some weird bug.
The valley's free as a bird. Gonna fly like a raven.
Yeah. So you want to send your Raven around just to scout the
That's
area?
That was the plan until everyone decided to run up the hill
Raven, right, right.
like a bunch of crazy people. But okay, so yeah, nice to
Can.
preserve the element of surprise like we didn't do here.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you. So yeah, actually, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send Valley around to get the lay of the land, so to speak.
Okay. So
Not so to speak. Literally.
try
Yeah,
to.
True. Well, lay of the land for Raven's a little, misnomer. But yeah, I guess it counts.
Okay. So we can do this. Not break my back. Hold on a second. Oh my God, painful. All right. So you're gonna send Valley left, right.
Right. Well, where is on the map is where is it right now.
Okay.
You're like flying over. You said these little white things.
Yes. So these are all piles of rock.
slimy black rock.
Slimy black rocks. Basically damp is what you would guess, although you'd have to go up close to see.
I have my doubts. Nothing in here is what it seems. All right, he's gonna actually he's gonna head right to the top. Screw the Strahd.
He's going right to the top.
Yep, he's heading over there.
As he flies, he is immediately destroyed. No,
I'm happy for that to happen, to be quite honest.
just joking.
Then up here.
Okay.
So this is.
So as he gets close to that middle section, so atop the hill is a wide ring of black boulders and these smaller rocks that collectively form a makeshift wall enclosing a field of dead grass. Lightning strikes the edge of the ring from time to time, illuminating a ghastly 50-foot tall statue made of tightly woven twigs and packed with black earth. And the statue resembles a towering cloaked man with fangs.
All right, I want to make sure I heard this right. Lightning strikes the circle every so often. It's
Yes.
not just flash across the sky, it's coming down here.
Correct.
I mean, Django thinks that's pretty cool. The others probably not so much. That's a battery.
No, I think that's pretty cool too, but I don't.
Yeah, but I
You walk up to it and go, live, live.
That's right. I can't be killed by that. It's actually like supercharged.
I walk up to go, good show, old boy. No, I don't do
All right. Well, I tell them what I see through Valley's eyes. I'm going to send Valley around. We're not going to do that because it's going to be like lightning strike, poof, black feathers, and that's it. I'm going to give that a wide berth, very wide.
Birds.
South side, and see what's on the other side of the hill.
Okay. So when you get over to this and you're still flying above
Oh,
it,
yeah.
let's see.
He's about 30 feet above the ground.
Do me a favor and make a, please.
Sid versus Gov.
No. What is Valley's perception?
Shit, I have to look it up.
While he's looking that up, Arv, how big are these squares?
These are, one square is 50 feet.
Then your range on being able to see through Valley's eyes is significantly limited.
Oh, geez, wait. One square is 50 feet?
50 feet.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Trent. Yeah. Wow, this is huge.
This
No,
place
he's
is
already out of range.
massive.
It's like a 100-foot range, I think, right?
Well, if you had known that, you wouldn't have sent him out that far. So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I didn't actually realize that it was that.
Alright,
that
so
I
we'll.
don't think I just realized that was.
I guess we head up the path towards the circle in the middle because that was what we were just told originally about that.
Well, yeah, true. So I guess we're going to head up to the hill. Head up the hill. Yeah, I guess I would have sent him ahead, kind of ranging back and forth on the path in a zigzag pattern so we'd know, like, this part. Well,
Can you move while you're in that state? While, like, watching?
he
I haven't
can.
thought- well, I can move. I just can't see or hear if I'm using his. If I'm using his
Eyes.
Yeah. So basically, you would be doing what Liam does in Critical Role. You put your hand on someone's shoulder, and they walk. You walk with
like
them.
drama, basically. That's
Yeah,
exactly what we
Yeah,
got.
exactly.
Yep, that's what would happen. Correct. All right.
Okay. So there we go. You continue to make your way up while Valley is doing this zigzag. So as you get close to this, as you get close to these boulders, who is in the lead, by the way?
Oleg.
Okay. So, Oleg, when you, as you are continuing to move up, I need to double check people's things for just a minute. Just checking this set of statistics. Okay. And fascinating. Oh, I can't believe it. Okay. All right. When this one. Where's her thing? Okay. When. Sorry, I'm looking for one statistic that is missing. Okay, I found it. Okay. So, when right, when Alec, when you get inside this circle right here, this is assuming you're all. I'm assuming you're all going this direction.
I was assuming we were going to enter the circle just willy-nilly.
Because we saw lightning strike it, yeah? So it would be
Yeah.
constantly striking it.
So are you sticking on it? Yeah, every so often. I mean, not every 3 seconds, but once every couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And this is also very exposed, by the way. You're up, so you can.
Is it striking this object directly, or is it just generally striking
the ring?
Striking the ring. Yes.
So it's just randomly striking the ring.
We're like 300 or 400 feet up.
I'm trying to say, is this like a giant scarecrow? It's a bit.
Wicker Man.
Well, you'd have to get a little bit closer. It definitely is impressive. It's
from a distance anyway. It looks like a giant scarecrow at least.
Giant wicker Strahd.
Wicker Strahd.
Really Burning Man.
That's a good description. Wicker Strahd.
I really hated that Nicolas Cage movie.
How tall are the rocks ringing this circle?
The rocks around the outside are about 5 to 10 feet high, somewhere like that. So they're
kind of
pretty. They block
easily, block some view, not easily climbed.
Right, and you can definitely see You can definitely see whatever this statue straw thing is above the boulders because of its height. As I say, the statue is 50 feet tall, so it's sizable.
Very loomy.
I was thinking, if we time it, just wait for it to strike and then go in, because if there's some kind of good distance, we can at least spend some time to investigate it before another strike comes.
Well, it does not seem to be striking inside the circle, just the rocks on the perimeter. And besides, I can go in there without risking harm from the lightning. So perhaps I should investigate myself first.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And not just you. Little Weller can go with you as well.
Wait, he
Exactly.
Of course he can.
He can take a lightning bolt, like...
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's immune to lightning.
Ah. Hey, good one, Weller.
Wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
Never asked.
That's true.
All right, why don't you two go and have a look, and we'll just wait here. Just yell at us if there's any problems.
Don't worry, I will. I'm going in, Harv.
Okay. So when you enter the circle, you're going because they're staying out. You're going in. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So when you enter the circle, you can see, as I mentioned, this huge 50-foot tall statue, and it has these. It's these tightly woven sort of twigs and sticks, and it is packed with black earth, and it looks like this sort of towering cloaked man with fangs. And as you get closer, you can see that there is an eerie resemblance to what you, of course, would know to be Strahd von Zarevich.
Okay, I have a question. The limbs are tightly bound, hay or straw or something, and the chest is earth? Or is it
No,
a framework filled with earth?
That's it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Exactly.
Just making sure.
That's exactly right. And I mean, now if you got closer, you could investigate more on the outside if you wanted, but that's what you see.
I'm considering. And it's facing outward or inward? Facing inward.
It is facing inward.
Okay, weird. All right, I'm here. Well, I mean, I'm going to get a little closer because it's just freaky. So I approach to within this is 50 feet, and I'm like right here, so I'm like
Okay.
10 feet away?
So when you look at this height, you can actually see that there are roots sprouting from the ground around the base of the statue, like basically wrapping around its legs.
But nothing, not glowing red eyes open, does not reach down to try to kill me, yada yada yada. It's just a statue, just sitting here. I mean, standing here.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, it just struck me. I was just looking at my notes, and I want to remind everybody.
Say it just struck me when we're in the middle of a lightning ring.
It just struck you. No, I did. No, I was just reminded of the fact that the other reason, and maybe Saad, do you have this in your notes? And otherwise, if not, I'll tell you what it is. The other reason that you were coming here, that the Martikovs had asked you about.
It was the gems. I remember that.
Yeah,
the 3
that's
gems.
right. These things that gave them the sort of power of creating the wines and keeping out the haunted stuff, and that too. I did want to just mention that.
Yeah.
So we didn't forget that was another thing going on since it's been a few weeks.
And all 3 of them have been lost?
Yes.
Okay.
But one was taken Two were taken, and one was taken a longer time ago, and then two were taken more recently, right before the attack with the,
Indeed. Excuse me. All right. I will wait. I don't know if I have the range on this. I don't feel like trudging all the way back. Oh, shit. I don't feel like trudging all the way back there. Walking back here. Oh, I had a question. The lightning strikes, is that accompanied by thunder or not?
Yes, it's accompanied by thunder so about the same approximate times and so forth.
Okay, just check.
Anything?
Oh, 120 feet. All right, that's better. I'll go back there because I'm within range and contact him and say the statue is a statue that are vines around its feet, but it does not seem to have any sort of animated properties or ill intent.
Do you see any gems? I just yell it out really loudly.
Hi!
Oh, it echoes over the field. Gems, gems, gems.
I don't think I noticed any glints or anything. I said, Jago replies, I did not see any. It's possible they may be concealed within the statue. It is a framework. I send the image to them. It's just easier to send a picture, the close-up picture of the vines and the earth inside and the framework of it. That's filled for some odd reason, odd creepy reason. But it would appear that it is safe to come inside. Is that the guy who's immune to lightning? So whatever.
All right. Shall we go in?
And Weller looks at Little Weller as like, and Little Weller is like, because they're just outside of each other's range, so they can't communicate right now. And Little Weller's like,
All right.
So Weller goes.
We'll head in.
Mason, are you still hanging back with Rude?
I'm just not pushing buttons, but I'm there with you. I'm there with you. I'm right behind you.
You are, but okay.
Weller, just as you were entering the circle, your eye happens to notice, catch down in the field. There are these, slimy black rocks. You also notice that there are maybe, I don't know, a little more than 8 or 9, maybe a dozen or so of these what look like sort of kind of places where the dirt has been disrupted relatively recently, like so much so you can see them from where you're standing because you're so high up that you can kind of look around and you can note that some of these cairns seem to have recently disturbed dirt around them. Now you can't see any details because you're a couple hundred feet away, but you definitely note that there's something unusual about them in comparison to the other ones that are not like that.
Well, that seems a little bit odd.
What?
And he just looks over at Oleg, and Mindspeak sends him the various spots that he's seen.
Each of those to the south.
They're in different places. I will show you.
Thank you.
Somewhere. I'll show you where.
He basically sends to Django so Django can broadcast everything.
Yeah, pretty much. That'll relay. Yeah.
So you see a few, like you see one here.
I'll just mark them just so we know.
Here.
Not in that color though. So like one there, one there.
There's one here.
Yeah.
There's one here. There's one here. And then the other side is a little harder to tell from that distance. You think there might be one right here, but you can't really see the rest of them yet. I mean, you think there may be a couple others, but you can't really get a clear sight of them because of where you're standing.
You think some undead have risen, maybe?
Well, what I'm worried about is the possibility that whoever was buried in those particular cairns is now in this.
You mean in this wicker thing?
Mm,
Do you want me to poke it?
no.
Does it look like you said disturbed or a hole?
No, disturbed.
Okay, like something may have emerged from the ground beneath. Maybe.
Also, thank you, Jay, for you just gifted a sub to Rob. Thank you, Jay. You're an officer and a gentleman. Thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate that, man. And yeah, Wibble, they see them. He sees them as he's going in because he wasn't. If you notice that the cairns are all around on these paths around the hill, so this is pretty far up. I mean, at this point, from that next ridge, it's about 250, almost 300 feet up too, not just to the side, but up. So,
although not to be equivalent, didn't you say we were like entering a fog bank too?
yeah. So the fog is kind of an odd thing because
anything not odd in Barovia?
yeah, no, I'm sure it's fine. Out sort of here, I will show you where precisely. You just catch the edge of this. You have to be a little bit closer to see more of it, again, based on where you are. But there is this strange kind of very thick white fog. As you look, and actually, right now you can't really see very much, except there does seem to be something weird that's like shimmering or that's sort of shining. It's not sort of easy to tell through the fog, but you can't see it with the rocks and with all that other stuff. You'd have to go around to the west side outside the rocks if you wanted to look into the fog clearly.
All right. Could I do divine sense and look towards the Wicker Man creature thing?
Sure.
So I'll just
You may indeed.
Pop that in chat again for the people who don't know.
And for those listening at home who can't read it,
Yeah.
my goodness,
As an
thank
action,
you.
you can detect if until the end of your next turn, you can know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know its type, but not its identity. Also detect the presence of any object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with a Hollow spell.
Yeah, and I do want to mention, sorry, it's good that Tren, who is one of our audio, wonderful voice audio people, would actually remind me about the fact that we are doing an audio podcast too.
Yeah, you should probably.
Sorry, I'm a little frazzled after all the tech problems today, so thank you, Tren. But yes, welcome to the audio people. So we'll try to remember that as we go through. As you cast the spell, you don't necessarily get this. It's not exactly that it's been desecrated, but there is definitely this sense of sort of darkness that hovers around this thing. And what's disturbing about it, Alec, is that it's not just so much the statue, although that is there too. It seems to strengthen as you get lower and closer to the ground. Like the closer to the ground you get, the stronger this feeling of just evil, so to speak. It's not detect evil, but it's this sense of sort of corruption and
like this used to be a hollow place, but it's slowly being corrupted. That type of weird.
Possibly, whether not, or at least a neutral place that is being corrupted.
Okay, what about the Wicker creature, the Wicker thing that's tied up on that?
Right. I've described what it looks like before, but as I said, the statue itself doesn't seem to be desecrated high up. But
it's not like a creature that I can detect. Like it's not a celestial fiend or undead. Like it's not like inanimate. Okay.
It is definitely not, but there is a very odd sort of in the middle of the statue. So, low below, sort of at the feet of the statue, it has this darkness, as I said.
Oh, okay, so it's at the feet. Okay. Is it on the binds itself or?
What? Say again, I'm sorry.
The binds, the binds it's got around the legs. Is it on that's like physically on
it
that
can't
stuff?
You can't tell that specifically.
Okay.
But it is definitely coming from lower than higher. And in the middle of the thing, somewhere in the kind of middle of this creature, your spell is sort of there's no fiend or celestial or undead, but there is something which seems to be maybe resistant to whatever this corruption is. because it's almost as if you're tracing it up and it's like, darkness, darkness, and then you get to the middle and there's some kind of like almost a gap, as if your spell is overridden at that moment by something else that's in the way there. Hey, Rakat.
That's weird. Definitely something's up with this. It's not, at least it's not undead or a fiend or something like that, but
Yet.
it's definitely some kind of desecration with it. And right there, I can't sense anything weird. Like everywhere around it, I can, except right there.
You're pointing, where are you pointing again?
Like directly into its center, I think that's what you said.
Yeah, close to its middle.
I look at Weller and cast Mage Hand. Shall we commence to digging?
Oh, you mean into the
If this is the source of the desecration and corruption, the sooner we remove it, the sooner it can be destroyed.
You have no idea what drilling into it's going to do you?
well,
No.
It'll be
That's
fine.
a good reason to start anything.
Which is why I'm suggesting we do not do it with human hands, but with magic.
I have no problem with that. I just my concern is if what I suspect is true and one of the gems is in there, then given what the vintner told us, that these druids don't dare put the gems in the ground because their goodness will spread to everywhere and make the plants start growing properly again, that if the goodness of that is keeping the from growing up, and if we take it out, then maybe this whole thing will animate and come after us and try to kill us.
It's
Well, I could
likely that's
just,
going to happen anyway.
I'll just cut it up right now before you dig in there.
That is another option that is certainly viable.
We could do both at the same time. And
I actually don't think that's a terrible idea.
I also gave you a vial of holy water. You could sprinkle some of that around the base of it and see what that does while we're doing all of this.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Do you want me to?
Strike it first
Why
while
would
you're
we-
digging into the ground.
Why would we not cut it up first to ensure it does not come after us and then find the piece of the center? Why would
At
we
least
do
we'd be
both?
ready for it.
That's my issue. I just want to be ready. Or whatever,
Look, I could just stick my
I
hand
don't
in there.
disagree
and
with
pull
Leonard
out.
on that point at all.
Neither do I. I just wish to have a clearer sense of what we are doing first. And I agree.
Well, it's nice to want things, my friend,
Well, it is
especially
very,
with this group.
Look, I'll cut into its arm and then just see what's in there. How about that?
No, I
Yeah.
don't think we should cut into it first. But if you cut into it, don't you think it will attack us straight away?
no.
Oh, huh? Doesn't look that scary.
What's
But if
giving you
It's
that
just made out of
conclusion?
straw. I
If
mean,
he
like,
cuts into it,
so were the ones in the building.
That's.
if he cuts into it, the arm will be destroyed, so we'll have one less weapon with which to attack us.
But it will still be plenty much able to inflict bodily harm on us.
Oh
And
my
you see
God.
how tall this thing is.
look, there's 6 of us. We can take it. If it somehow
I don't disagree with
animates
you either, but we're operating from a position of ignorance here. We don't know if it's going to attack us. We don't know when it's going to attack us, and we certainly don't know what pulling that thing out of the ground is going to do. But Weller is right. If we do pull it out of the ground, there's actually, Weller, what are you
Well, I
basing?
can't. Maybe you
it
should
will
see,
attack us on.
see if it's
Fear.
magical. Maybe it's magical. I can't sense magic. Maybe one of you can.
Little Weller immediately casts Detect Magic and looks it over.
There is, first of all, a kind of, there's definitely a feeling of generalized magic around it, but there is a very strong magic coming from the same rough area where Alec told you, that sort of gap in the sense was.
Well, while you're doing that, can you get any sense that it acknowledges that we're here at all?
Yes.
Isn't yes to have a sense, or
Yes,
Yeah.
I can do that.
That might give us a little bit of a clue as to if it gives a damn that we're here at all or not.
Is that what you want me to do?
I would very much appreciate it.
Meanwhile,
If it-
Little
if it's-
Weller is.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
If it's aware that we're here, well, then that gives us a little bit less of an opportunity. But if it doesn't give a damn that we're here, then I think we should strike it as quickly as we can. Either way, we get a leg up on it.
So Little Weller, using the detect magic and seeing what he sees, relays that telepathically to Weller, who relays it to Django, who can.
And actually,
I like this little telecom monopoly you got going on here, Trent.
By the time it gets back to
Are you
Alec,
Comcast?
fine. It's ice cream. It's fine. It's no.
what kind of magic is it? Django asked Big Weller back.
Well, Little Weller would have sent that along with everything.
Okay, what kind of magic is it, Fred?
It's in the receipt. John, make sure you look at the receipt. It's not there on the bill with the,
The record of the
data
call.
caps and everything.
45% tip. Yeah.
This
Jesus, you're expensive. All right.
Champagne.
Internet of the future, everyone.
This would be transmutation.
Okay.
Is that also is that the only magic source, or is there also the
No, but the other one you can't really tell what it is. There's some kind of odd. It might be conjuration, but it doesn't really feel like it's. It almost feels like there's kind of. It's almost like eddies of magic, as if you were walking along. As if you were walking along with the fog that you see so far away. If you can imagine walking along and seeing the wisp of fog trail around you, type of thing. Yes. So it's too non-specific to be determined, but which is why this thing stands out. It's like whatever, and then blam, transmutation.
Right. Well, Little Weller relays all of that along with everything else. So.
Listen, if you're worried, let's just look around a bit more. Then we can do it. How about that? Maybe we'll
If
check
you
some
want
of these.
I mean, if you want me to try to detect its thoughts, I can do that. But I don't. That would be all I was doing.
I just think it would be good to know if it is aware that we are here or if it cares that we are here.
Presuming I can detect its thoughts at all.
Assuming it's alive, I think it's just a piece of wicker. It's just straw.
Well, we shouldn't go around about this all day. I do agree with Weller that there is an element of fear here, that if we do nothing and we prepare nothing and we pull that thing out of the ground, it will attack us. That is a reasonable conclusion to draw, even from the lack of information that we currently have. However,
Right.
I do think we need to pull that piece of whatever it is out of the ground, and we should at least be prepared for what's going to happen when we do so. The only thing I'm asking is that Weller, if possible, check to see if it cares if we are here or not. And once we do that, then I think we should make a decision on how we're going to proceed.
Don't
I
think
don't
it's
know why I
just a
became so...
pile of straw. But whatever.
From that.
So am I doing this or not?
Yes, I thought we just concluded that. Go,
No,
do, Weller.
All right then.
So he reaches into one of his pouches and pulls out a copper piece, and it disappears. And he detects the thoughts of
the cosmos.
The shrubbery.
I can't remember the name of the actor who played the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. So
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
this
not sure I
thing-
ever knew.
There are definitely no thoughts coming from this thing.
Oh, it's very Bolger.
But there is, and you're not sure that this is coming from a spell, Weller, but your sort of general perceptiveness. There is a presence about this thing for sure, but you don't get any sense that there's. The way I would describe it is, you don't feel like whatever the presence is. This is an extension of the presence. It feels like to you. This is not the presence, and there's definitely no thoughts coming from this.
then, while I have the spell active, I'm going to kind of sweep it around because it's a 30-foot radius. So I'm just going to sweep it around and see if I can detect any other thing that isn't us.
No,
Okay.
not in the 30-foot radius around you.
No, nothing. Not really.
But I'll send that feeling of so that there's something. Yes, that's exactly what it's like. In a 1930s New York kind of way. Yes, that's
Listen,
exactly.
if you're all worried, let's just go
That's
look
my
around.
MO, Tren. You figured me out.
Listen, let's just. We don't have to
No,
do this
listen,
right
yeah,
now.
Kappa.
We can go look around a bit more. Just check out some of these strange unearthed stone piles, maybe.
They're cairns,
Cans. Yeah.
burial sites. I mean,
I don't care.
I don't care.
there's probably a terrier, a terror in each one.
A terrier?
Yes.
It's adorable.
Because Cairn Terriers are awesome.
Yeah, that's cute.
Now I'm just imagining like
Look what you've done. Look what you've done. You've ruined Sod
Go.
forever.
Okay.
You will only get terrible rolls for the rest of this campaign now.
What else is new?
ow. Ow.
I would say that we could flip a coin, but I just evaporated it, so.
I don't see a double token.
It's weird. I got one right here.
I don't.
Oh, never mind. Okay. It's nothing. I can't get it, so it's no big deal.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't. I think it's a weird echo.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, clearly this thing doesn't.
By the way,
think.
Lana is staying right where she is outside.
Okay.
The circle of rocks.
Okay.
A brief conversation with Django on this.
Okay.
Mental.
Well, strike now, strike later, or pull this piece of garbage underground.
We're not in any hurry. We can always just look around a bit more, just make sure area's clear.
Be my guest.
Django, my friend, are you prepared to do whatever it is you're prepared to do over there? Do you need any assistance with it? Do you need us to protect if it attack?
Protect.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I heard something else say that completely out of context the other day, and I was like, I want to die. I want to die inside. I want to die.
Protected by attack.
It would be better if the party was all of one mind on this, but Oleg wants to go wander around the hillside.
Well, if I remember correctly, didn't the kid say there was some weird tree to
You
the
want
south?
to go gallivanting around the hillside, Oleg?
Didn't the child? I remember talking to the kid, and he talked about like there was a tree somewhere.
Yes. And that's right.
It was right near.
So there's another path that leads basically along this hill to the south. And there does seem to be a little grove of trees there with sort of bushes and trees all around it. And you could probably see it. You can see it a little bit from here, but you could probably see it if you just went a little bit outside of the ring.
Our sending valley, so this range is about 100 feet away from me. So give me the vision of what he's got right now.
Okay. So he can see probably about that much, I would say. So at the south end of the hilltop is a sickly copse, a grove of dead trees and shrubs with a huge misshapen tree at its core. And even from this elevated position, Valley can see that there is what looks like blood oozing like sap from its twisted trunk. And skulking around the tree are 6 gangly humanoid creatures that are covered with needles, just kind of lurking.
Oh, that was familiar.
Like this thing. Embedded in the tree is a shiny battle axe, beneath which lies a humanoid skeleton.
Basically, I transmit that to everyone else.
Oh, lovely.
Ah, see? Thought so. Alright. So is that what we saw? Does that look exactly like what we saw?
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. So we've got some of those spiky dudes. Let's take them out. Let's head over there.
These are the taller ones, like the ones we encountered in the forest, right?
A second. There are, they are taller.
Okay.
Not like the ones that you fought. Although they do look like them, but they're bigger, like the ones you fought in the forest.
What's the matter, Weller?
I mean, I just showed you what happened in the vision, and I don't want to get anywhere near the tree, despite the fact that it does look like it has some interesting samples.
Well, here, use that as motivation, Weller.
It's not motivation enough, really. But what I was thinking was if one of the things that the gems do is to purge from the land, then perhaps we should, if that is what this shining thing is
Well,
in,
I mean, like, this
take
thing
it
looks.
out, take it with us, and plant it near that tree, and it will heal everything, and everything will be fine.
Think it'll be that easy?
I hope.
Like, do you think that whatever's in there is the gem that we're looking for?
I don't know, but
I'm not
It's more
against the
likely-
idea of doing the path of least resistance.
I mean, like, what
How
happens
do
if
you want
we?
to play this, Weller?
Like, we should probably, if there's those creatures there, perhaps we should look around a little bit more and carefully see if there's any more of them.
Well, I'm just curious what your plan is.
well, I only have 7, but
Well, what's the one that probably gets us out of here alive, most likely?
we turn around and leave right now.
That doesn't not that includes the thing that we came here for.
That wasn't what you said. You just asked which one.
I'm
gets us
revising
out.
my statement. Just answer the question, Weller.
Okay. I think there are 2 primary possibilities. That one is that if we take the gem, if that's what that is, in the thing, we take it out, that we and while people are dealing with the things, then one of us plants the gem near the base of the tree, or perhaps pulls the axe out. There are branching possibilities in all of my plans, but the
Right.
problem is that it would fix that. But then, if whatever evil is trying to get up into the wicker Strahd here, if we take what I presume is the gem out, it could do the thing, and then it animates, and it can end. And then who put it in there? Why would these people, if they are bent on evil, why would they put something that is basically holy in the middle of the?
Because they're
Well-
trying to bring that wicker thing to life, and maybe
Why
it
would
is
they
the
put
thing
a
powering
gem
it.
that would cancel that out?
Well, maybe that
I do not
ceiling.
know.
I don't know. Maybe that straw thing is because it's a bit corrupted. Maybe that's what's keeping it.
Perhaps it's simply a power source,
Then, well, if that's true, why isn't it doing anything?
because they're not done with whatever it is they're trying to do. Perhaps it takes time. We don't know how long this process has been going on.
And who says it's not doing anything right now? Just
And in
because
fact, if it is a power source and we pull it out, maybe it will reverse whatever they're trying to do, and this thing will just fall apart in front of us. That's probably unlikely, but
I suspect that if we remove whatever that is, this entire situation is going to get much worse.
oh, absolutely. I don't think there is a way that we get out of this encounter other than, as you said, walking away without an encounter of some sort. Whatever we do, and we unfortunately have been tasked with doing something, walking away is not an option.
Well, technically, it is an option. We could refuse to duck down the hill and leave. But that does not leave the Markovs in any better straits than they were before. It leaves them in slightly better straits. We are here, we should attempt to do something. Whether it is taking out the needlemen, which is not all that difficult in the forest, which shouldn't be very difficult here, or playing around with the big earthen thing. But we should be doing something rather than sitting around here
Oh, sod it all. Grab the. I firmly believe what we should do is grab the thing that we came for and prepare to fight our way out and go back and return it to those who need it. That is what we agreed to do. That is what we are in this encounter to do. And we are just simply wasting time finding other alternatives that we don't know will or won't work. Let's grab the bloody thing we came here for.
Well, we do not know that that thing that we came here for is actually inside the statue.
And that's
We're
only
looking at
one of
something.
them.
And what?
We came for 3 of them. That
Correct.
would be only one.
And we
Is it
don't
not-
know where the other 2 are.
Is it
All,
not
all
surprising?
they said was they were given to a wizard or something. Maybe. I don't remember.
I have a feeling that one of them is in or around the tree somewhere. I believe that all 3 of them are somehow nearby.
All right, here's the best case scenario plan that I have right now. We take that out of there, and we haul ass towards that tree in case this thing starts coming after us. That'll draw it along with us down towards the tree. Once we get everything down there, we plant this thing near the base of the tree. Hopefully, it will solve all of the problems and kill everything that's down there that's causing.
You're not a military man, are you? Well,
No, I'm a scientist.
so you want to sandwich us between the stick being down there near the tree and the big walking statue so it can be destroyed. Is that what you're planning? Because no doubt, once we enter the corpse, those 6 beings will no doubt be attracted to our presence and seek to destroy us. So we need to take them out first if we are to enact the second part of your plan.
Yeah, I think we should at least take these things out first.
A big walking man and these 6 beings down below.
Let me just play this out real quick. Why would planting the gem kill the other things that are in this area?
Life conquers death, theoretically.
And the vintner said that the reason that these druid crazy people would never plant these gems is because it would heal the land.
Mm-hmm.
Django, in most situations, I would not disagree with your military tactics. However, Weller's got a very good point there.
So go down and destroy the 6 beings first, then come back up here and then dig the gem out or whatever it is first. Step 1, step 2. Or step 1, take the gem out. If it comes to life, we fight it here, defeat it here, then go down and take out the 3. We do not want to do both at once.
But why not use the gem if it can do...
Well, we don't even know that'll work. That's an assumption.
A, we do not know that the gem is inside. B, we do not know how to use it. We are making many assumptions here that could result in our deaths.
Remember the last time when you picked up a gem?
My dear Django, how many times have you on occasion said, that is exactly Barovia? That is every day in this hellish landscape that you call a
home. No need to go putting our head in the vampire's mouth when we can prepare ourselves.
Fine.
And take precautions against it.
Very good, very good. Someone make a decision. I don't have any more investment in this.
Agreed. I agree with Weller. Let's go deal with the 6 things, and then, if we wish, let us examine the statue more closely and dig this, whatever it is, out. At the very least, we will not have the 6 things to contend with at the same time. That is all I ask. Why fight 2 enemies when you can fight 1, then the other, if you must?
Well, you mean to fight more enemies when we can fight less?
At that, Vraxos would be like, for fun.
It's enjoyable.
Fine, let's get this going then. We've been standing here for bloody knows how long.
Like
all right, so you guys, I'll lure it out. How about that? And then you guys just attack them because they explode. So you want to stay away from them.
Yes, I remember.
Fortunately, staying at the range is not a problem for
Don't
me.
really have ranged capabilities. Unless you think a hand axe will work.
Speaking of which, before we get this fight started, Arv, I'm going to use my right of the Silver Surfer, or whatever the fuck it's called, and imbue my...
Right of the Silver
I love that.
Yeah, it sounded good. The right of the storm, thank you. And I'm going to use that to imbue my crossbow, because I'm going to stay at range using the crossbow.
The storm out. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
And the right of the Silver Surfer is that anytime there are projectiles coming at him, he just kind of tilts up and it's gone.
Exactly, yes.
Exactly. And then he says, I am the Herald of Galactic. All right.
So I'm down to...
52?
Is that right?
Because you had 53 max, right?
I mean, like, if anyone's got a spare range weapon,
It's
I can
more
use
now.
That, but,
I'll get back to you.
Okay. All right. So you said you're going to try to lure them out, quote, Alec?
Yep.
Wait. If I can get from where I am right now, Arf, and I'm standing right here, I can see them, right?
Yes.
All right, good. Let me get a surprise round on them, because at this range, which I can reach them with Eldritch Blast.
It looks like they can see you too, though, Django, and they're not coming towards you. They're just moving around near the base of this tree and through the little, trees and around.
Yeah, but maybe because we're close enough, not close enough to them, but I'm close enough to hurt them.
As they're shambling around, going, here we go around the mulberry bush.
Strahd, don't ever do that again.
As I recall, it took us till we got close to them, and they leaped out and planted their ambush. So anytime I'm outside their range, but they're inside my range, is a good thing.
Okay.
So I'm of the mind that I'm going to attack this one down here. Oh,
48, Arv.
Wait, what?
It's one point for every blood hunter level, and I'm at level 5.
That explains why this is going on. All right, so you have 48 at the moment.
Right.
That's what I was talking about before, Rob. When you were saying that when you went back up, I just assumed it was max 48 out of 48. That because I had the max set down because you must have done this before.
That's probably right.
Yeah. So okay, so 44 out of 48 because you are still.
No. My max hit points is 53. It goes back up. Now it is 48 from 53. My max hit points has always been 53.
No, I'm saying when you infuse your weapon, your max drops. Correct?
Right. So that's 48, and I'm at full health. I used a hit die on my rest. I rested up to 53. I used.
Oh, you did. Oh, you didn't tell me that you rest. Okay, I didn't see what your total was. Okay, so you're 53. So you're at 48 of 48. Okay, this is what
Rectamundi.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I had you at before with the when you dropped this. That explains why that is. Just
Right.
remind me that you go back.
I'm gonna leave it. I know you have it there as 48 out of 48. I'm gonna leave it at 53 on my character sheet, so we just know where it goes back to.
Put -5 in the temporary hit points, so you know that you're.
Oh, that's not a bad way to do it either. Where is that?
Right next to the, right under your hit points.
Are we looking on
the character
side
sheet.
your sheet or on the Roll20 sheet?
Character sheet, yeah, your character sheet. You got hit point maximum, current hit points, and then temporary hit points below it.
On the Roll20 character sheet.
Yes. Yep.
I'm not looking at that one. Okay, that would be why I got it. Okay,
Yeah, that'd do it.
I see. Oh wait, right. Okay, got it. Oh, I had the wrong thing in there. Cool.
The other option, you could probably use brackets, space brackets.
Or you do what I used to do with Fifely, and I just over in the bio section, I put in whatever his hit point maximum is. That way, I've always got reference for it.
Yeah.
Cool. Done. Fixed. Moving on.
I want to do that. Okay. So, all right. Once you've got that established,
Wait, these are 50 foot. They're far away from each other. That's not going to work. Okay. Are we all ready?
Where am I moving to? I'm sorry. I don't know exactly. Are we on the other side of this?
Yep. So
Okay.
I think we could probably use that as a choke point.
It's all a choke point because we're all going to get choked. It's just
I mean,
it's
like,
about to happen.
Rude and I could probably hold that if they come towards you. If you want to fall back to there.
Okay.
Even though
take
they
your
could
word
probably
for it.
just climb over the rocks, but still, it's something.
you know, that will have no effect, but still.
We don't know that they can.
Sounds fun.
They take the path of least resistance.
All right. So,
Are we ready?
which is the first thing we're attacking?
I can't make the mark, so it doesn't work. It's the one. Yeah, that one. Exactly.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Got it. Cool.
Did that work? No.
Just quickly, from where we are, can we see further down the right here, where the question mark
Wait
is?
a minute.
To
120.
Where that question mark, where we put the burial.
a little bit, yes. You can probably see like, let's say like that maybe.
Yeah, that's all. I just want to make sure there's nothing down there.
Yeah, I mean, there may be others of these sort of like disturbed earth, but it's not, sometimes the angle of it is difficult to see. And it's, you know, the whole thing, obviously you're not dealing with completely clear surroundings and clear skies and all that either. So, but yeah.
Hey, Arv, quick clarification on a combat thing. I know you can hold an attack during an initiative phase.
Yes, that's
but
right.
can you do that before initiative rolls occur? Like, if we're planning a sneak attack on something, can I hold my attack till they get in range?
Yeah, you can basically say, you know, when something comes within range, I will make the attack. It's just
Yeah,
that
'cause
if
I'm
nothing
not-
comes, but if,
Yeah.
remember, if nothing comes within range until your next turn, then you just lost the attack. I mean, that's
Yeah,
all.
that's fine. I'm outside of my 120 range distance for that particular guy, so I want to have my crossbow ready to attack when he gets within range of my crossbow.
Or you could step up a few feet to get within the 100.
I'm not going to get close enough. I'm going to be too far away from you guys.
Dude,
Remember, they're 50
feet
foot squares. Don't worry about it. Trust me.
All right. All right.
You do you, bro. It's fine.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got the range here, Django, so
Yep.
we'll cover you.
I don't even think my other spells can go that far.
Don't you
My
have
longest, my longest spell
You've got Eldritch Blast. don't
is
you?
Eldritch Blast. Yeah, it's 120. It's the same range as my bow.
Right.
All right,
but
I'm ready.
Where I'm standing right now, he's within range. Unless our rules otherwise.
Both of you could just stand there firing off Eldritch Blast.
Well, that was kind of my
That's
point.
another plan. Yeah.
I mean, because together, if we on a surprise round, I think we can take this guy out probably.
Yeah.
Be aware
Just
this
Weller, just
not a guarantee.
duck. I know you're short anyway.
I know. Yeah. Definitely.
All right, I'm ready.
But I'm willing to chance it.
Let's rock and roll.
All right. Well, I'm going to start it off then. So yeah, I'm going to be attacking that rightmost one. I'm going to be rolling. Oops, that's
Rolling.
All right, and we're going to be rolling.
Man, my ass
Oh yeah,
is
before we
swollen
start, I'm
dry.
gonna. Can I heal on hands just to heal myself 10 hit points? So we've got 15 lave hands left.
Oh, you waited too long, Alec.
So 43 now?
43.
40.
Yep.
There was too much debate and you missed your window. Sorry.
I can do it anytime on my turn, so it's fine.
Well, you should have thought of that earlier.
Gee.
You failed.
All right.
God damn it, you and your dice that no one can see.
I know, really.
Oh, I
Cheating-
hate you
cheating
so
dice.
much.
Oh, wait.
Those of you at home, that was a 14 to hit.
And you were on one of those visible ones, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And sorry, I realized I just screwed up. I got to do that. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Oh man, I have two. Do I have two here? There it is. I'll take the 14. Keep the 14. The second one's a 25. I have two beats.
Okay, so you two attacks, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Both hit.
All right. Eldritch Blast. No, I didn't. He's out of range.
Blast the shit out of it. Watch it go down in one attack.
All right. So one is 2d10, d10. So six. Wait, what the hell? This is screwy. 9. Oh, and 16 points total. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart apparently.
So you said 16?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you hit that, it just blows up into just a shower of needles. And immediately the entire copse is, by the way, you ever pronounce that cops or copes?
Copes.
I pronounced it copes too, but I was always like,
I always thought it was
it's always like the
cops.
thing between bestiary and bestiary, which
Right.
to get
I always pronounced it pretentious. That's
I think either way is probably.
Well, what we're going to pronounce this way is this, folks, because as you do
you're
that,
in a way worse situation than we
every
were a minute ago.
component. Oh,
all of a sudden the copse erupts with crawling creatures of various kinds. You see a bunch of those things that you fought at the buildings
Great.
emerge.
is that, wait, the spiders, or something
No,
else?
no.
The little ones.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
no,
easy enough.
exactly. I like how through this entire section, Django has basically played Ash from
yeah,
right?
pretty
Like,
much.
This is my boomstick.
No,
right?
I am the boomstick.
Okay, so all of these things emerge, and then moaning and coming out of
Wow.
the forest, you also see these large, damn it, not that. You also see these large green creatures stride forth behind the tree. And these things basically look like these large sort of plants with vines that are crawling towards you. They almost look like these vines are slithering along the ground as they come towards you. And you can see as they're moaning, they say, "Pray for destruction of the master." And I want some initiative.
Much better
Alright.
plan, Django.
Turn
Thank you
tracker
for
up.
this.
How long? Turn taker up.
I'm sorry, we didn't destroy
yes.
the master.
No, wait. I want to be very clear here. This
You fucked
plan
up.
was much better than let's animate the dead statue and run into the cops. That would have been delightful.
Did you forget the part where he said we could plant it and it might just kill everything anyway?
Yeah, the big word is might.
The phonetic spelling is cop, so it is spelled cops. Okay.
There's a big ass might.
So
folks.
you see the
Yes,
popo.
instead, let's just fight. Whatever.
Well, do you want to do rude or do you want me to do it?
We're always accused of just like fighting everything. There might have been a way out of this fight, and you're just like, nah, fuck it, burn. Let it burn. All of it burn.
Cute, Wibble. That's cute.
Oh, jeez. Damn it. Drama.
For this chat, I'm going to be using again what I used yesterday, my classic red box dice from 1984 with the original crayon.
Wow. Oh,
Yep.
that's a piece of history right there.
Is that because you can't use Roll20 without it accidentally rolling your rolls, or?
Yeah, part of it, and just because I think it's awesome that I can do that.
Which box did this come from?
Red box, 1983. 84.
I had the
84.
blue. I had the blue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, advanced D&D.
Yep. Oh no, I had that too, but I didn't get the dice in it. You know, I had the one that they had the big.
Yeah, I got
Was it?
the dice.
It was. Who's the famous artist? Why can I not remember? You know, the on the front of the red, like,
Totally blanking it.
and I've seen him I've met him too.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No,
Leonardo da Vinci.
he's the cover artist for.
I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't recall.
Oh God, the cover
Jerry
artist.
Jajax.
Plagoscas.
Yep.
Jerry Jajax.
Picasso. You guys are all
H.R. Geiger.
truly helpful. Truly helpful. Okay. All right. So let me just
Really outrageous is what they are.
Outrageous.
Okay.
H.R. Geiger's magical alien phallus.
How is the music, by the way, everybody? Since I can't hear it on my side.
Boris Vallejo.
Music's good. It has a weird pause at the end, like
Oh, is that actually?
and
the
it loops, and then it loops.
I just like that name. I didn't know if that was real or not.
Do you mean Larry Elmore?
Yes, thank you, Larry Elmore. Yep, that's exactly what I mean. Thank you.
I was so close with DiCaprio.
DiCaprio.
Is Larry Elmore like Elmore Leonard spelled backwards or something?
No. Although every time I see Elmore Leonard, I have this moment where I'm like, the dude who did the D. I'm like, no. That's not the same thing. Other guy. Okay, so we got that one. See, my dice still have it. I mean,
Django, I'm just going to tell you right now, if we die,
We'll all be dead and won't hear about it.
this was a good plan.
I failed to see anyone having anyone better.
I had 7.
Yes, he did.
And to go through them would have taken all day.
And we would still be alive.
And we'd probably still be in the same situation we are in now.
Okay, bear with me 1 sec.
I don't like Django anymore. He's gotten too bitchy for us. He needs to be taken down a peg.
You try getting your mouth sewn shut.
Wow. Shots fired.
I like Trent's defensive.
Yeah,
so absolutely.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either.
Great.
I'm sorry if I'm having a bad day.
I have no mouth, yet I must scream.
I must scream. You are lucky that Harlan is no longer with us, or a lawsuit would already be on the way.
Where's my money?
On the way.
All right.
Just give me a second. I get that down.
Wait, who is that? Do I know who that is? What is that?
What is?
Who Arv referenced?
Harlan Ellison.
That's the
Oh,
story.
yeah. That's what I thought you meant.
And
Arv's been on a first name basis with him since he died.
No. One of the great short story writers ever.
Can I call you Harlan? Yes.
Okay.
Oh God, can you imagine? Wait. Oh man, I always get so confused with these things, right? So this is not these first set that I did. Okay, so can you all remind me, because for some reason I have these multiple listings of. Okay, you got a 6. I just want to make sure I know what the actual. You got a 6, I believe. Is that what that says?
Correct. Yep.
And Django, you had an 18.
Correct.
All right, I got it then. I know what everything else.
All right.
Thanks for asking me, Arv. I really appreciate it.
You didn't need yours. You already got it.
Yours is irrelevant. No.
Pardon me. Point of information.
Yeah.
Point of order.
We seem to be missing a lady with a wooden leg.
Hey, good point.
Oh,
Yes,
that's good.
nobody rolled for
Oh, I forgot all about her.
I know,
How dare
He's like at the
you?
bottom of the hill going, well, this is a fine, how do you do?
but she's just sitting there staring. It's not like she told anybody.
Yeah, she just crossed her arms.
Shit, I was about to John Burko the other order.
Yeah, exactly.
Row.
Exactly. Okay. All right. All right, and Little Weller's got a little 11. Has got Little Heart got 11.
Well, I wouldn't call it a little 11, but yes.
Okay.
For his size, it's bigger than Weller's 10. So,
Trying to make sure this is not a metaphor. Okay.
Exactly.
Hello?
I'm
You know
pretty
who
sure
you're
there
talking
wasn't.
to.
I'm pretty sure there was a metaphor in there. I was looking for it. I was like, well, okay. Let that one sit and simmer for a while.
Mason, you have a 15, right?
That is correct. Monday.
What did Esmeralda have? Hello, Shatter.
You roll it. What did you have? I don't know.
Oh, I beg your pardon. You're right. I'm controlling it. Never mind that. Okay.
Maybe I should roll initiative. Although Zaramas was terrible. So. So I have the point.
Give me a second. What's that?
makes sense. You're the one that started this.
Bitch.
Weller doesn't want to be here. He's going to bitch all he wants.
Django, what is your what's your dexterity?
Wow. My dexterity is not that great. I think it's 12. It's,
Playing D&D is actually secondary to just the commentary that we
I'm gonna say it's precious, but yeah.
we bumble our way through in this.
Yeah,
Is a little bit-
exactly.
All right, and it's going to be up there. Alec, what is? Oh, never mind. Forget it. You're not as a concern. There's not a concern.
He doesn't care about you, Alec. That's what he's saying.
Oh man,
Careless.
there's so many different groups that are being placed in initiative order. It is an interesting conundrum.
At least it's not on multiple levels with moving objects.
That's right.
No, you already did that. It's always got to be something different with this crew. Can't be the
A
same thing.
gigantic orrery. Just.
Can't have a battle in a telescope room. All right. So we will begin with. As I made sure that Okay, Django, you are not first to act. The first to act are actually the creatures.
Everything in the tree.
No, not everything. But these creatures are first to act.
Little South monkeys.
And they move towards you, kind of
Do any
rustling.
of them get within 120?
I was going to say they must have a huge movement speed.
No, I'm only
These are
moving.
50-foot squares.
Yeah, no, I'm moving them right to the edge of it, though.
Okay.
The
They.
nearest one is probably within my range for that attack I held.
How far is the attack? What's the range?
120. That's definitely closer than 120. That's
Yeah,
like
the close one is. No, I wasn't moving them. No, not for those, because the one that was appeared out of the copse. I mean, the cops. Sorry. If you want to.
that one I can hit.
Yeah, but that would be the thing. The minute you saw it, you would hit it. See, the thing is, when you actually get, because were you saying you were preparing an attack for if anything appeared?
That's
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't
Well, then,
for-
yeah, go ahead and fire. Then we should have done that right before initiative order, because that didn't come to us now. That's not the creature that moved, so that just appeared.
So so it's gonna be that one.
Mhm.
Cool.
Imagine a Tolkien had to roll initiative for the Battle of Five Arms.
How do you know he
The
did?
goblins. Okay.
Because maybe he did.
Right. Wouldn't put anything past Professor Tolkien.
He just didn't put anything in the margins to say, oh, this one only rolled a 10.
He said, I will always be
18.
considered the one where you couldn't hear the dice rolling. What?
18.
Pardon me.
18 to hit, right?
18 hits.
7 plus. I can re-roll that one, I think. Or no, that's only on a. Wait, is that on a? Let me double check. Nope, that's only great fighting weapon. So it's not 8 points of damage.
Boom. Blows up.
Sweet. Now technically I can take 2 attacks. Does that count on a held attack because it's the same as an attack action?
Yeah,
right?
because the attack action is what's giving you the 2 attacks.
All right. So is there another one I can see within my range?
Let's see. So you're up there. So this one is
directly behind it.
No, I would say that's not in range yet.
However, you do still have your movement, so you could take a couple of steps forward to get within range.
Well,
Yeah, but
no, it was just a held attack. It wasn't. It's not a full.
Oh, that's
attack.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
All right. So then I'll just take that.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're right. So you did that. That actually,
If there's nothing else, I can attack.
Well, no. That right. No, that's all. You'd only get the 1 attack action anyway. You got the 1 attack action with the 2 attacks on the creature, and
I have a second
else
attack that I can take.
Yeah, no, there's nothing else within range of it. So that means you'll have used the attack again pre-initiative to be able to do that. At which point we would have rolled initiative. And then, as I say, those larger sort of needle-like creatures are moving towards you, like the ones again that you fought in the forest.
Okay, that's fine. At least I got one of them.
Django, you're up.
Yep. Eldritch blast both beams on the creature that is still furthest to the right, but the larger one. So it's
Just quickly, Arv, can you sort the turn order? It's unsorted.
Oh, beg your pardon. Yes, that's done now.
Thank you.
That was a weird echo. 13 and 24.
Okay. Again on the same.
Both on the same creature.
Okay. Yeah. So the 13 and 24 will both hit.
Excellent. Damage. Blammo. 13. Is that both of them? Oh, D10. 23.
Okay. It explodes.
Does it take out the other one right next to it?
No.
All right. How odd. One would think that would be enough to set it off, or whatever.
It only works when it's against us, John.
Yes.
No, but remember that the thing that's right next to it there is still probably about.
Oh,
20,
it's out of its
20
range because these 50-foot squares.
Right. That's why.
You are correct. You are correct. Yep. Good point. They're not right next to each other. They're actually pretty far apart.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised about the size of this map.
I was a little stunned, too.
I double checked it twice, and that is what it is.
Wow. Okay.
Because scope, I think scope and
Yes.
scale. All right. Are you staying where you were, Django?
Actually, yeah. I've got a great clear line of fire, so there's no reason for me to. Well, wait a minute. Let's see. I shot, and I could move up to what 30? Which would give me like a square away.
Yeah, there's like no.
Although I could only got to keep range, so yeah, I'll get like what 30 feet is only like. God, that's terrible.
At a half a square.
Yeah, I am gonna move because I can keep firing if they're coming in. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of thing. Yeah, I did move. I'm now positioned there.
Okay. Now the next set of these vine-like, like kind of sweeping. They move slowly though.
Good.
3 weeks later.
The Austin Powers. The steamroller. Just staring. Okay,
no.
that's going to lead us to Mason.
John, you're off camera again, by the way. Just to let you know.
Sorry. Oh, you're right. Lean forward.
Yeah.
There we go.
Try resist.
Okay, that's the wrong mouse. So wait, these are the spider guys, and these are the.
Not spiders. Those are the small little creatures that you fought in the building just now before. The little kind of like twig-like.
This ugly dude is what?
Those are kind of look like almost bigger versions of those. Those are the ones that you fought in the forest. You may remember that ambushed you. Oh, you might have.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then the other,
Okay.
those three big ones are ones that I don't think you've seen before, and those are those weird, big vine-like things that are kind of rustling, slithering towards you.
Okay, cool. 50, 100. Okay, so I just want to, if I move here, which I think is within range, is this guy 120 feet?
Can you ping him again?
It's like 50, 100, and then within that box. So this guy should be like right at the edge of my range.
Gee.
There to there.
Yeah. I actually don't really. I think he's actually slightly out of the range because you're on the edge of the previous box, basically behind.
It's 50 to here. It's 100 to here.
Right, but then it's another.
You could always just hold your action till they move in closer.
Yeah,
It's close. It's close, Rob. I mean, maybe it's close.
I'll just take a bloody step.
You might want to
forward.
just step. Yeah, you could maybe step.
All right, I'll step forward a little bit. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is how much I can move. Because remember these.
No, if you step forward that far, that's enough.
All right, then we'll do that.
Okay.
I'm behind this. I'm behind the gigantic wall.
Yeah, but remember, because of how far it is, not so much.
No,
Yeah,
he's
well,
behind the
okay.
gigantic wall of meat.
Oh,
Exactly.
right.
But between them, I am going to unload a Eldritch Blast into this guy.
Okay.
Close it. There it is. That should do it.
20 will hit.
Non-natural 20.
That's 8.
Age force against which guy again? I'm sorry.
Was the one this guy.
Okay. All right. So you blast into it. It is not dead, but it looks pretty hurt.
Second verse, same as the first.
Bunch of branches and twigs go flying off.
11.
An 11 will not get it done.
That's what I thought it wasn't gonna do.
Um,
Okay. Wait a minute. Let me just double check something here. Don't think I can do anything else, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, that's me. I'm done.
Okay. That is going to lead us to the little creatures. So they. So this other.
Little beasties.
I do have to fight the temptation.
Yeah.
I will contact the sheriff and have that animal destroyed.
Nice. Okay. They are moving towards you from a distance. And that is going to lead us to
No.
Little Weller.
Little Weller disappears.
I'm out.
I was like, and see ya. Okay. Is he moving?
A little bit. He can't move very
Well,
far.
of course he's moving a little bit. He's Little Weller.
Exactly. So he's basically moving over here. That's about as far as he can get with his like 20 feet of movement.
Okay. All right. And that is going to lead us to, let's see. That is going to lead us to Big Weller.
So this guy, the closest one here,
Yes.
is about 100 feet away.
That's it. That's about right.
Maybe a little bit closer, like maybe 10
Yeah,
feet.
maybe 85, 90. Yeah.
Okay, 85, 90 is good enough. Weller is going to just so what's her name? The the woman that's with us with the wooden leg, Esmeralda?
Esmeralda.
Okay. Yeah, he's basically gonna take a page from her book and just stare at him.
Okay.
He is using his
plan.
ability. Yes, he is using his ability, predictive focus.
Okay.
Oh.
Tell the fine people at home what does
I would be delighted
please.
to do that thing that you said just now. I think I can get it to come up in the no, I can't get it to come up in the yeah, I'm gonna cast it low. Well, there it is. Okay, so it's bonus action.
Okay.
Concentration spell. You devote all of your focus to understanding one particular opponent, tracking their surface thoughts and body language to predict what they will do next. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 psychic damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack, and the target has disadvantage on opposed charisma and dexterity checks against you. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to move your focus to a new creature. If you roll a Constitution saving throw to maintain your concentration on the spell due to taking damage that included psychic damage, so they would have to do psychic damage to me that I would have to save against, then I have disadvantage on that saving. But
Okay.
they have to hit me with psychic damage in order for that situation to come.
Okay. So what we have going on here is basically the combat system in Sherlock Holmes Games of Shadows, which is awesome. Which is one of my favorite things ever. Okay. All right. You do so. You understand that particular opponent. You see all of the
And combat slows to a crawl as it describes every single action they possibly do in this counter move.
the twig cracks.
It's instead of being like
As it shifts its weight.
All of a sudden, it's just a very bad outtake of Clash of the Titans. Just
I'm saying, instead of it being like seeing powder on there and going like he did something there, something like his wife when he had a mistress. It's like sample.
Exactly.
going a little X in the circle, like
Exactly.
Now here's a bit of a trickiness to the question, or whatever. That was bonus action, and I still have an action that I can take. But what I'm wondering is, can I hold that action until he gets closer to me, until he gets within 60 feet?
sorry, say that. I'm sorry, say that one more time. I'm sorry. I only caught part of it.
It's okay. What I'm saying is the predictive focus is a bonus action.
Yes, right.
The action that I would like to take is a standard action, but the range is 60 feet. So what I'm wondering is, can I hold that action until he gets within 60 feet?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Yes, because you're holding your action. Bonus action could be taken as a separate, thing.
Just making sure.
Okay. So,
Holding Sacred Flame.
okay, until it gets within range, presumably. All right. Okay, that is Weller. That leads us to Esmeralda, and Esmeralda mutters a almost silent, but Raxos is able to hear that it is indeed a curse, and pulls out her crossbow from her right side, and then fires. And I think it's going to be a hit, although it'd be nice if I actually brought up her character sheet so I could tell you that for sure. Okay. That is... Yes, okay, so that's going to be a hit. And damage that she's going to roll, which I shall do with yet another specialized. I'll see that right there. Yeah. You have no idea how much time I took when I was a kid trying to make sure that every single part of the number was filled in, like it was with a crayon. Like, don't want to. Okay. And Kablam! It blows up. It blows up. It blows up. I'm so shady, you say. That's different. I was doing Eminem.
Yes.
Good boy. Okay. So she does that.
Let the twigs be twigs.
And then let the twigs be twigs.
That's right.
So she does blam, turns around and fires again at the far one. So this one goes kaboom, and then she fires another at that. also hit. Ooh. Super kablam. And she says, even when we take these down, the tree is a threat. And you can see that her stare, actually, as you all look over in her direction for a moment, is definitely fixated on the tree, even though the tree is not moving.
Yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Aaron and Ellen. Yes, this is a good moment to say, by the way, welcome everybody. We will be here for another half hour-ish or so, maybe a little bit beyond that, 45 minutes perhaps, as we are continuing with day 20-something of...
22 or 23.
Yeah, 22 or 23 of D&D with Infinity Beyond Curse of Strahd. John and I are live from Origins here in Columbus, Ohio, where we've been having a good time selling books and games and doing panels and talking about writing and all kinds of good stuff. I am having a good time. I hope you are as well. Please remember to support the channel in all the multiple ways you can. And please, again, I want to reemphasize this. I'm going to be saying this a lot, so get used to it. Please support the Kickstarter. Aradino was nice enough to just put that there. It is really important. Please spread the word about it. Please let people know. Tweeting about it. Facebook would be really great. If anyone's got Facebook, posting to that. Anything like that. And of course, obviously supporting yourself if you can would be much, much appreciated. So thank you. That's true. There is a live audience, and there was a bigger audience before, but it now is a live audience consisting of Balseg himself. So that is exactly what we've got.
So here's what you do. You tweet about it, and then you take the link to that tweet over to Discord. You drop it in there, and everybody retweets everybody's tweets. So we get this massive cross-pollination thing.
No joke, actually. That would be much appreciated. And by the way, you might have noticed if you follow my Twitter, and hopefully you do, ! Arf
You don't, what the hell is wrong?
But if you do, you will have noticed that I actually posted a thing with Carlos Hernandez from Esper Genesis, of course, talking to me about Jelinek earlier today. That would be a good example of something you could retweet or anything else. But no, seriously, I don't mean to spend so much time on it, but this is kind of important for me and for hopefully the channel, etc. So please, if you can, support would be much, much appreciated in that regard. With that said...
And Reddit. Do it on Reddit too, and then put the Reddit link in there, and we can all upvote everything, and then Facebook and everything.
Yes, all of that. Agree. And with that said, that brings us to, let's see, was that we just had Esmeralda. Yes, so that leads us to Alec.
Alec's gonna pull out his hand axes and just wait until anything comes into range and throw both of them.
Okay, what's the range on the hand axe?
20 feet. So
20 feet.
It's not very
gonna
far.
be a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
You just hear the music and you see Alec 20 minutes later. Just slowly, okay. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too, Aaron. No. Okay, Zarama is up and then Braxos will be on deck. What is Zarama going to do?
She's like,
She can do that temporary hit point thing, I guess.
Yeah, but you got to.
While she's doing that, I will show chat the pretzel that I got today at the North.
That one is broken. Take it back.
No, it's not broken because you say I took a piece and then I dipped it in this vanilla icing that I have right here.
Thought you said vanilla ice cream.
I was just gonna say, is this the pretzel that from Emberwind? Is the chocolate pretzel?
She's going to. The problem is that Great Heroes spell only has a range of touch, so she has to get close enough for someone to actually use it. So
I thought she had a bardic inspiration AOE temporary hit point thing.
What?
Maybe not.
No, it's heroism, but it's a range of touch. It's not close enough to cast on anyone. That's the problem. So she spends her entire movement getting closer to us. Like double moves at 60, and then
she does have an AOE one because it affects everybody she can see, and she used it in Argynvosthold. And the only reason that Weller didn't get it was that she couldn't see Weller from where he was standing. Everybody else got it but him. So there is one there.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it's.
Just don't know what it's called.
No. I don't know what.
Or whatever.
No, I'm telling you guys, there's
what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm just remembering from her previous plays.
That might be an AOE spell. That's a healing thing. There's nothing that gives you temporary hit points. She doesn't have it.
Oh, she might have. That's actually. She might have a song of some kind, though. A
bardic ability. Oh,
yeah, like a song of courage or something like that. That's probably what he's talking about.
Well, she's still getting closer in it. So
okay.
I will look that up though. That's a good point. I think
she gets closer.
I forgot she's a freaking bard.
And with these 50 feet, okay.
Last bard.
Okay, I think that's about as far as she can get.
the creature.
That is going to lead us to Rexos.
All right, Raxos is going to do the same as Olok, except with a javelin.
And I know I said I wasn't gonna.
And he's going to rage.
There you go.
Would you like to do the raging or
No.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that you did, because it's always funny, and by that I mean sad, when barbarians forget to rage.
Okay, Mantle of Inspiration. You're right, Trent. That's
He's
the
going
one.
to rage and activate his Shadow Curse weapon as well.
Okay. So Rexos is raging. Did you say he was moving towards him?
He's just going to hold and wait to throw a
He just
javelin.
gets angry in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just psyching up anyone that comes near him. So
He's just sitting there calling the
more, I just want to say, this is more hype build up than a WWE battle.
yeah, he's just Dragon Ball Z charging up.
Oh my goodness. Over 9,000, yeah. Okay, that is going to bring us up to the top. And these creatures are going to move. And I think that's all. Okay. Okay. And that is going to be their turn. As
sorry.
Move. And then, what?
No, sorry, it was a webcam thing. You know when you accidentally minimize roll zoom and it breaks all the webcams?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I was like, I literally looked at. I'm like, is there an internet? And I'm like, wait, I'm not doing production.
It was.
Okay. Because
Press the wrong button and it does that.
Is the awesomeness of Strahd. Okay, that's going to lead us here to they went, and that's going to lead us to Django.
Whoa! Wow! Whoa! What was that?
That was all the things that
Bards have. Zarama has. Yeah.
Right, all the things all the abilities that just went into roll 20.
It's just like
Oh, gee,
you're activating all of them. Zarama's going crazy.
So Zarama is now Dark Phoenix. Just every ability.
Exactly.
That was the Street Fighter move equivalent of a roll 20 roll.
Let's see, the little ones I don't really care about. I'm actually after the big ones, except I don't know if I can see any right now. Shoot. All right, fine. I get the rightmost little. Can I? This
Exactly. Combo.
The larger one are that's behind, like there's a tree that's in line of sight that give him partial cover or some crap.
No, I would not say so. You're talking about the
Yeah,
one.
The one you just pinged, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Right.
There's well, I guess there is that copse of tree. That copse.
There's a tree. There's one.
Yeah, there is
tree.
one. There is one tree, but I think it's a pretty large one though. If you think about the size of the squares.
Okay.
So yeah, I actually think it probably is. That one is out of sight.
Crap. All right, I guess I'll ping two of these smaller ones. So once again, the rightmost one. This one on the edge. Yep, and we'll do one beam. One beam only this city.
One beam only.
Give me a ping for city.
One beam only,
please.
All right. Well, I'll roll both beams, then I'll assign whether they hit or miss. All right, and they do. So
kablam, kablam.
pretty much this one and the one on the other side of the top tree. So the two nearest ones also are gone. Well, I got roll damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say roll damage.
How about you let me decide that?
Yeah, the two nearest ones to us are gone.
Kablam.
Exactly.
And kablam.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, John, your DM is showing.
Rama will catch 36 hit combo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Not
And you're gonna stay where you are.
Yes, for the time being, I am because it's like pot shots, so it's all good.
All right, you see, it's when he acts like this, I can hardly understand how you can stand to be in the same room as John. It's just like his ego takes up the whole. I mean, you know, sitting behind me on the couch at other shows, it's like I can't take this anymore.
I learned it from watching you, Rob.
I wanted to be clear that
years of being caught in this tiny box.
Django is not going to always have tiny little twin creatures to blow up. I just want to point that out.
There are bigger ones behind them. So.
Good night, Shadowner. Thanks, man. All right, that is going to lead us up to.
It should be me next.
To
Hey, right now I'm sniping. I haven't brought up the shotgun yet, Rob.
Yeah, you haven't moved yet. Are you moved? You staying?
I'm staying where I am. Yeah,
Staying here?
same.
Okay, now the. You will pay for the master. And this one's.
By the way, you said a half hour
Six
45
months
minutes.
later.
You are far overestimating our combat abilities, good sir.
Okay. All right, that's as much as they can move. These guys are very slow from this distance. Okay. And then Mason is up.
I'm hitting that same one in the middle there that wouldn't die before.
Okay.
I'm going after that one again. Using my crossbow this time. Though. 17.
Hit.
Palpable hit.
7.
Yes, and that was on one of the little ones up here, right?
Plus,
That was so it's 9. That was on the one in the middle, the one that I hit before. The one that was already injured.
Yes, and that is kaboom. That is now dead.
Okay, second attack. Can I see the one that was behind him?
Yes, because it's if you think about the size of the squares. Yep.
All right, so second attack's gonna go on that one.
Okay.
13.
13
Should be a hit.
I think is going to hit, but let me just double check. Yes, 13 is hit.
7.
Okay.
It's 10 total damage.
Okay, so showers of just branches and twigs go everywhere. It is not dead, but it's badly hurt.
Bonus attack.
Okay.
And I'll explain that. I have a bonus attack because I have crossbow expert, which I forgot that I had before.
Okay.
So same guy.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
it's a 22 for those at home.
22. Yes, sorry about that.
And
And the Red of the Storm. 5.
5 total damage, and that also dies.
Yay. And that's my turn.
Okay.
And I get an extra attack. No, I don't.
Okay. Let's see that, and you're going to stay where you are, right, Mason?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Now the bad
Hold
guys.
the line.
The bad guys go. They are closing in, really wishing that they had ranged attacks.
Like I'm playing Total War.
Right.
You're not wrong.
But you literally just
You're
got
really not
archers
wrong.
on the line. Just-
Archers.
Okay. All right. They are moving closer, and that is going to lead us to Little Weller, and then Big Weller's on deck.
How close is that? This nearest one.
That would be probably about
Over 100 feet. Over 50 feet. It's probably 7.
over 50 feet, but not by a lot. 60 probably.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Weller may have something. Yes. So in Sylvan, he screams out something that is just nasty.
Okay.
Nasty. And he has vicious mockery on the, which is a DC 12 wisdom to save.
Okay. Okay, DC 12 wisdom. Okay. He actually makes that.
Oh.
Okay, so that means it takes nothing, right?
Yes, I believe so. Looks back at you, kind of moves around almost as if it.
Yeah.
It's like maybe laughing at you.
So that's his.
That's his turn, and he's staying where he is, more or less. Okay. Big Weller.
Big Weller just kind of looks down at Little Weller like, I cannot believe you just said that.
That's a young man.
You get back to that. Pick it up, Jim.
But he's like, just, and he just grabs his holy symbol and sacred flames, the one that's closest to him. Same one that Little Weller just.
Okay.
the little Willard just dude.
Your mother got Dutch Elm working streetcars.
And if you know what Dutch Elm does to trees, that is especially nasty. Because it's DC 14 dexterity.
Okay. That's a fail.
10 radiant damage.
Okay, and it goes up in flames. All right. Okay, and you're staying where you are, Weller?
Yeah. So this is a different round from the. Yes. Okay. So for his bonus action, he's going to move predictive focus, since his last target died. Yep. Can he see any of these big dudes back here? Actually, let me think about that. Don't think the range will reach that far. No, because they're more than 90 feet away.
Yes.
So he can't move it to them.
He can transfer to one of those two in front of him, basically, the two small ones. I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, then this one here.
Okay.
Same thing.
Predictably focus. The Arvonian. What's up, Cyber Piglet? Okay, all right. That is going to lead us to Esmeralda, who turns and calmly faces down the creatures that are coming towards her.
Everything else.
Yeah, that's pretty much right.
Disdain.
Fires again. The first one is a miss. Second one is going to be a hit. Okay, and this one blows up. All right, and that is, get rid of that one, and that is going to lead us to Alec with Zarama on deck.
Who is going to keep waiting until anything comes close to throw axes at.
I'm still standing.
Was it Monty Python, the one with the guys running across the hill and running and running and running?
It's like a far more
ready for him, like
a vastly more boring version of the end of Henry V, where they're singing "No Nobis" walking across.
Yep. Vastly more. Oh man. Okay. So let's see. That is going to lead us to Zarama. Oh, sorry, no, Alec. I beg your pardon.
He said he's waiting.
Oh, he's waiting. That's right. He's still waiting.
Still waiting.
Still waiting.
Still waiting. Oh,
Zarama.
So that's going to lead us again to Alec. No,
we've entered the time.
I should just keep saying that. And Alec, still waiting. And Alec. All right,
I
Zarama.
think Zarama can actually get to him if she does a dash, and then she will cast heroism on Alec.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Do I want to do that or want to do the Bardic Inspiration thing? I want to do the Bardic Inspiration thing. The problem is the Bardic Inspiration thing is only a one-shot. The Mantle of Inspiration is, I think, only a one-shot item. Although it does give everyone 8 points.
Yeah.
The number equal to your charisma, each again 5. Number equals your charisma modifier. What? Oh, and up to a number equal to your charisma, which is +5. That'd be everybody. So you gain 8 temporary hit points. You can immediately use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks. That's a one-shot. Screw it. We'll do that. Mantle of Inspiration!
Okay.
It expends one of her Bardic Inspirations to grant herself a wondrous appearance. So inspiring.
We all get 5 temp hit points.
8 temporary hit points this level.
Temp hit points. I forgot.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, well, no, Esmeralda's too far away. But you can get everybody else.
I see how it is.
Since we're all clustered together.
She says, I see how it is, staring away from you.
Does it specify whether that works on constructs?
It's only up. I can only do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So she wouldn't include Little Weller, then?
Right.
That's correct.
Okay. And not Esmeralda, because she's out of range.
Right. It says creatures, so technically Little Weller, is he classified as a creature?
No, he's a construct and creatures.
Nope, he got a luck.
Also out of hit points. All right.
My God, that means you could actually give my familiar. He gives points.
Okay. And then Zarama, having moved and done that, leads us to Braxis.
Yep.
Her eyes should be raised.
Kind of tempted to run up and throw a javelin. I might do that.
Well, he'd better either do or take some damage, or his rage will fade.
Yeah. So he can move up. He can move. I forgot. He can move 40 feet.
Just slaps Alec in the face like I'm sitting here.
I know people who will just sit there and just lightly cut themselves. Just give himself
So
one pointed at.
he can
just
move
keep
up
it
20 feet and throw a javelin, and that's just in range of that one there.
Okay, so go ahead and do that. So he roars forward, and throws his javelin.
And 17.
17 will hit.
All right. It's not his Shadow Curse weapon, so it won't get the Shadow Curse bonus.
Hello, kids on the internet. What's up, Red Lear? Okay. All right, that's
So it's 5 total. Yeah, and he's just gonna pull out his axe and just
Close
kind of
up.
like wait up.
Hang on, Red Lear is here. We gotta go.
I don't.
We're
have
ready now.
Okay.
Now we're ready.
I don't have any sunglasses, so I'll just use these 2 bottles of. Oh God.
Don't. Can I put using cord? I can make fake sunglasses. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Oh, mine are in the car. No.
Oh, it's over there. Okay, good. Mine are in my jacket, and I'm not going to go get it.
Disaster.
You just have to assume. All right. Imagine that I have awesome sunglasses on at the moment. Actually,
Let's go, Let's do it.
So that is
Smoke
going
some
to
shit
lead,
up.
that is going to lead us to.
What's up, Red Lear? How you doing, bud?
Let's see. That's going to lead us to.
I can't keep these on.
That was that was Ruffles. Okay, now they go. So, these guys. I'm gonna go forward. These distances are interesting. All right, they're closing in.
That's you in a fucking giraffe suit. Okay, I was wondering what is this onesie you're in?
That's going to lead us to Django.
Oh, top of the order.
I'm surprised there isn't an animated version of that, Red Lear.
I think I've done that before. I think I've
There. Now we've got targets of opportunity. Excellent. All right. The one not behind the little guy, but the one next to him, up and to the right slightly. Yep. Blasting.
Okay.
Blasting. Ooh, crap.
10 and 12.
Oh,
Both miss.
now we've done it.
Wow,
The
that's
lights have faded.
turn the lights out.
It's the motion.
Yeah, I missed with both beams. Wow, that's terrible.
Unless the 12 hits.
I wonder if it's just
Does 12 hit? The 10 misses, I know for sure.
I know 11 misses. No one's hit at 12.
Yeah, we did. I know 13 hits, so I'm not sure.
It was on that middle dude, right?
Yeah.
So the middle size ones.
Right.
11 will not hit.
But 12.
But 12 will?
12 will hit.
Yes,
All
okay.
right, so he's got 1 hit.
One shot. All right. We'll take the first roll. I'm rolling I rolled 2d10. We'll do the first roll. You do it.
That's better. Thank you.
Thank you.
What?
I guess that's not going to happen. All right. We'll
There we
take the
go.
first roll, which is
Jesus Christ.
14. Nice.
Okay.
Oh, you did do it.
14.
But only 14
going
points.
to-
Yep.
That's still going to be enough. That will
Oh, good.
destroy that one.
Oh, gee, I've been wasting time.
If we got a resub from Durable.
Oh, thank you. I don't have the command on my side. Thank you, Durable. Durable with a resub for 9 months. Durable, enjoy your fancy-looking blue quill, sir. Thank you very much, Durable. I appreciate that very much. Thanks for all the resubs and subs, folks, over the last few days. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, that is going to lead us to. So that did that. That was Django, and that leads us to the vine-like guys.
Squish, squish. So this is like a cluster of like vines creeping across, but they can talk.
They're like, but they are huge. Well, no, they're not cluster vines. They look like vaguely human. They look like swamp things.
But they're not-
for this room.
Oh wait, we have 3 shambling mounds instead of 1.
Correct.
Thank
But they're
you.
not shambling mounds. I want to emphasize.
Okay, that's what. All right.
But they are But they are just sort of
That would
like
have been pretty
let's
cool
dinner
if it was 3
from the-
shambling mounds, actually.
and these vines.
No,
they're sort of
then-
swirling around them, but they don't look like piles of garbage and all that. Like
Okay.
like the previous.
And you said
They're
they're
shambling mounds. We'd have to lure them all the way back to Death House to kill them.
Exactly.
Are they-
See you, Durable, and thank you for stopping in and doing that.
yeah.
Blue looks good.
Are they bigger than us? The vine
no,
bones?
I
No,
would
they're
not say so. I would
vaguely
say they're about your height, though.
right.
Maybe a little taller.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
That was my action. I'm done.
And that is, yeah, you went, they went, and then Mason is up.
I'd like to attack this guy.
Okay. Well, sorry, which one? I'm sorry. I'm looking. Okay, so basically the vine-like thing, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna use the crossbow again on that.
Range, just want to double check.
120.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, it was hovering on that 20, but it is unfortunately only an 8.
That's weird because for me it showed up as a 20. Second attack.
That is a miss.
That's better.
Second attack is a 21, and that will hit.
Perching.
13.
Okay.
Bonus action. $24.
That will hit. Same thing, I assume.
Same thing. Another 9, and that was weird. 12. So 12 and 13.
25. So your crossbow bolts go flying into it and strike it, and it sort of, you can see a bunch of the vines sort of slither away and are almost sort of cut from it and dangle from it. It looks to be a big mess, but it is not quite dead.
Cool.
And that is going to lead us to, you're staying where you are, Mason?
Yup.
Okay, that's going to lead us to the little guys who are almost next turn will finally have arrived.
Can I finally attack? Is it in 20
No,
feet?
they're still.
Not quite.
No, they're not in 20 feet. Not even that little one.
Not quite. And I think that's all there are that are left now, actually, of those. Okay, and that's going to lead us to Little Weller.
Well, Little Weller is going to look at the little guy that's in front of Alec, and again, a scathing just thing about stuff. And so DC 12 wisdom save.
Take one
Okay.
damage.
I'm looking for my dice roller on screen. It critically succeeds. It just is like, it's like, rah, rah, rah. Sticks and stones can break my sticks. But, no. And so,
Weller and Little Weller are going to look at each other like, what?
I'm a bush. I don't really have much. Okay. Think of the last bush. That wasn't much better. So that's going to, all right, that'll be that. Unfortunately for Little Weller, Big Weller.
And Big Weller just sacred flame. He just don't understand what's going on. So DC 14 dexterity save.
And against what, by the way?
The one that's in front of Alec.
Okay, got it.
Same target.
Okay. So let's see if we get this. Save. Nope, failed it terribly.
Okay, so that's 10 radiant.
Okay.
And since he is still focusing on it, because that was his target that he had from before, he also does an additional d6 of psychic damage, which is 1 point.
Okay. You annihilate it. Alec. So the image is, so Alec is
Alex is
ready.
like this. I got it.
He's ready. He's ready. And then literally his axe is like, it just swings through the like now destroyed form of it. Like, oh.
And Weller will transfer his focus to this critter over here, which should now be within 90 feet.
Okay.
Ish.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
But you can move forward a little bit. That's all. To make sure. There you go. Easy.
Yeah. Rocks and bones can break my sticks, but words will never rustle my foliage. Well, it's, okay. So that happens, and that is now going to lead us to Esmeralda, who drops her crossbow and strides forward, drawing her this short sword and slashing down upon it. And and draws her short sword and her rapier, I should say, and is going to attack twice with a rapier and once with the short sword. So, okay. And that's it. Okay, and critically hits on the first one. And annihilates it. Blam! And comes forward a little bit more. Can't quite reach them, but will be on top of them next turn. That is going to lead us to Alak, and Zarama will be on deck.
I'll step forward a little bit and just get my hand axes ready to throw it at it when it comes nearby.
Okay.
I can do it.
I can do it.
Okay. And that leads us to Zarama with Raxus on deck.
All right, hold on. Okay. It is 60 feet? 60 feet. Okay. So she's within range? Not particularly. She is just going to hold her action and wait for some healing to be done. That's fine.
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
And Raxus.
Trying to think, because he needs to attack something. I know. He's gonna go over and pick up his javelin and throw it again. That's all he can do because they're too far away.
Like, I must stay angry, basically.
Pretty much. So he has to go in front of Olak and then pick up the javelin and throw it. And he's gonna throw it at that guy right there.
Oh, angry
eyebrows. Just about.
I guess he hit.
Is that about 30 feet? You think, or is it a bit longer than 30 feet?
No, no, it's longer than that.
Okay, so he has disadvantage on the
45.
throw. Still 13.
The 13 will hit.
Okay. All right, so he gets it's 8 plus 2, not 4, so 10 total.
Okay. And that was on that one there. Okay. That is going to destroy that one utterly. All right, so there is one that is left of those types, and then there are two of the. Oh no, she got rid of one of those. I beg your pardon. So she's got one of the small ones on her. There's one of those medium ones that's still back there, and then the 3 vine-like things. Okay. So that is going to lead us to the one remaining one. Almost there. I mean, they literally, it's just they just can't get there. All right, Django, you're up.
Their widow wakes can't carry him fast enough. Okay. One beam on the last remaining medium-sized guy.
Okay.
I'll do one. And then what I want to do is one beam on him and the other beam on like the one that Mason wounded, basically.
The one that I hit.
The middle one, I think, right?
Yep. There's
The middle one, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try those. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the job.
I think those are,
21 and 25, respectively.
21 and 25 will both hit.
And then 10 damage to the medium guy and 14 to the injured vines.
Okay, so the 10 to the medium guy will not quite kill it.
I'm pretty sure that Rude can take him out.
And that was the
14 on the wounded. The wounded
14
mass.
on the wounded mask will destroy it. Yes.
Yes. Good.
So that one is good. Okay. And that is going to lead us to, assuming you're staying where you are, that's
Yeah.
going to lead us to this slither, 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 and slither, slither, slither.
Damn it.
Still trying to reach you.
That works.
That leads us to Mason.
All right, I'm gonna move to here.
The bricks may break my stick. Good one, Sean.
I'm gonna attack this vine guy.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I see this worked pretty well. It was a good plan. I'm pleased to be part of it. Happy to be a part of it.
This quest is definitely not worth 11.5 a year.
All right, I'm gonna use Eldritch Blast first.
Okay.
Wow, Eldritch Blast has been royally fucking me tonight. All right, that's no
Well,
good.
Do your second.
That was a 10.
Yeah.
So, switch to the hand crossbow for the second attack.
Okay.
Rob, you are aware you get two beams of Eldritch Blast. You get to make 2 d20 rolls every time you cast a spell.
Oh, all right. Well, then I will do that after I do this.
All right.
Okay.
So that was a 16. That hits.
Yes.
Leverage your firepower, dude. But I understand. You just got Eldritch Blast recently. You're not quite familiar with all the intricacies of it and everything. So.
And you're firing that. You're firing
Fucking
that.
prima donnas, man. Shit.
You're firing that on the second of those vine
Yeah, the
things.
one on the left there. Yeah.
Right. Yep. All right.
So let me
You heard it, for sure.
do. Okay, so that's 8 on him, and then I'll
Okay.
do the second Eldritch Blast because I had a tiny annoying bird whistle in my ear in a tune that.
Oh no, it was a complete, the accented voice in your head. He's stupid. Fire it again.
Okay, that will hit. The 16.
That's 7 damage.
Okay. And
Is it
not-
dead yet?
Nope, not dead.
All right, bonus attack.
Go ahead. I want you to die. Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
25. Okay.
25, 2, and then right at the storm. So that's 8 on top of it. So that's 8.
Still not quite dead.
Of course not.
Very, very hurt.
All right.
Oh.
And that's my turn. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
All right. And this one goes and finally gets an attack. That's
Yes.
right. It finally gets to attack Esmeralda.
And it misses.
Kills her in one.
Yeah.
All
Poison tipped, and they do 100 d6.
I would avenge my brethren.
it's like Ernest Hemingway's Old Man in the Sea. He took all of his hate and all of his pain and all of his rage also and put it in the. Okay. And yes, the is not going to hit. Esmeralda nimbly dodges out of the way. And it's that.
I totally see her like
Apparently
pointing on her
it's
hand on its forehead. It's like.
And the creature looks up and it's just like, it's like Ember wins. No, just kidding. Okay.
I see the shout out to her.
That's going to lead to, that is going to lead to Little Weller.
So Little Weller is standing there looking up at normal size Weller, and he's basically, they say, should I study up on better insults? Because apparently the ones that I'm using aren't working. I mean, I know that they're in Sylvan, but it seems like it should work because they understand Sylvan, I'm fairly certain. And he's just sitting there just yammering.
Well, I'm doing something.
No, he already spent his time bitching about the fact that nothing is in range for him, so he can't do anything.
Okay. That's Big Weller. That's Big Weller then.
And Big Weller.
That's funny, or no?
Big Weller
My
is
God.
here, which should put him close enough to get predictive focus onto this large viney guy here.
Okay. Now, are you able to, to any creature you can swivel this to, right? It doesn't have to be the same type.
Correct.
Good. If I were the Vine Blight, I might be frustrated, but fortunately, I am a person with a pretzel and some vanilla ice cream.
You know, it's probably related in some way to the Vine guy. So sitting there eating his ground up and fired,
A delicious pretzel.
just and partly fed to yeast and just so mean. Anyway,
Arv is a man with a pretzel and a dream.
so
That's
so
right.
there's other, yeah. Well, let's see how far away is the Vine guy that he's got the predictive focus on right now.
That would be, looks to me
70?
about 65, 70, yeah.
Okay, so he's just out of range of Sacred Flame. So Willer's going to Sacred Flame this dude,
Okay.
so he won't get the added psychic damage.
I didn't do that.
But DC 14 Dex save.
All right, let's see. He will. That is close. Yeah, he'll make that.
Okay, nothing happens.
So it nimbly dodges out of the way. I mean, as close as it could possibly be nimble. Okay. So that leads us to Esmeralda, who will attack the creature with her rapier and silvered short sword. Will critically hit with her rapier, thus obliterating it. And
Hell
will
yeah.
start moving in this direction towards the vine-like thing.
Esmeralda in every party.
And yells again, the tree. Okay, that's going to lead us to Alak.
They're all trees.
All right.
Her doing this reminds me of the scene in Infinity War when Scarlet Witch finally comes down and just throws that huge drilling thing, and the leader of the Dora Milaje, who I can't remember her name right now, she's like, "Why was she up there this whole time?" And
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oleg's gonna 30 feet move down to here and throw his hand axes. He's gonna throw him at 20 feet, so he has to be.
So he was just waiting,
Yeah.
and then finally, okay.
Finally, he could actually run up and do something. Okay, he's gonna throw his 2 hand axes. So the first one, he's opposed. Okay, 20 to hit. There we go.
Hit. I'll hit.
8 slashing damage.
You throw it with so much force, it just like blows through its center, and down it goes.
That was very nicely done, Alec.
Finally got
And-
to hit something.
And all the needles flying out of it fall short. You'll be happy to know.
That's exactly why Oleg doesn't want to
Yeah.
deal with the needles again. Then he's just gonna
Why's it gotta be the needles?
switch to his longsword and just wait until his turn. Oh,
He's like, and now, back into normal. Okay. Okay, that's going to lead us to Zarama, and Raxos is on deck. What's Zarama going to do?
Gonna hold her action. It seems to be well in hand. She's not too concerned. So, even with the extra hit points, it's all good. They haven't been touched yet. What was that last, by the way? I think it's for the entire encounter. Maybe I'll just keep. Yeah, so she's holding where she is. It's fine.
Okay. All right. That is going to lead us to Raxos.
all
And
right.
Dangle will be on deck.
Yep.
Trying to think what he can do. He can't throw his javelin. So he can go and pick it up and throw it again. But
Just keeps running up after it, picking it up, throwing it again. Okay.
I think he's going to pull out. He's going to finally bring out Tromus and run in, charge in. But he can't reach there because that's like 60 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he'll
about
have to
55.
dash. He'll just dash to it and then end his turn there.
Okay. All right. And that will lead us to Django.
Wasn't one of these vine creatures terribly, terribly injured, and the other one's pretty
The
fresh?
one that Alec just
Correct.
stepped in front of. Yeah.
That is.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Although I could take on the other one, let him just have his fun, I suppose. I'll concentrate on the lower one, I guess. That's fine. Both teams. 25 and 15.
Both will hit.
Double hit all the way.
Boom. Total of 18 points of damage.
Okay, that will
Crappy rolls.
destroy it. Vines go flying everywhere.
Wow. Okay.
It was on the injured one, right?
No, the lower one.
No, it was the
I
other
was
one.
gonna let him have his fall. Although it's rude. Yeah, rude will pick it up.
In that case, it's not vines do go flying everywhere, but it is
But
not.
it's not,
destroyed.
yeah. We can. I'll soften it up so Allah can take it out 2 turns from now.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right. And that will lead us to those things, which finally comes towards and is going to attack Raxos.
It's a good thing, because otherwise his rage would fade.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm helping
His
him.
chance is tough. Okay.
It whips totally.
Okay. No, it's not going to whiff. This is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yep, that's a hit.
So it shoots its vines out around Raxos and then just pulls. And you hear this horrible cracking sound.
I don't think that's a vine making that sound.
That is going to be 12 points of damage.
All right, half.
That's
And
why I wanted to
Raxos,
kill that thing before it got to him.
and Raxos is grappled.
Oh, I think you'd like that.
That's exactly. This is what he's born
It takes
for.
half.
So the
It's
10
half.
are gone, and then 4 off of his regular.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, temporary hit points are nice.
Okay.
There you go. Yep. Just a scratch.
It's just cracking.
Wait,
his
so all
temporary.
the temp now gone,
Exactly.
and then 2 off the regular, so he's on 6.
Wait, what?
You said how much damage total was it?
12.
Was it
12,
half?
so
Half because he's raging.
Oh, have because he's raging, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so he's still got
2
he's
temp.
got 2 temp.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Oh, that's
You're right.
funny. It's like
2 temp. All right, so it was his temporary spine. All right.
Yeah, temporary spine.
His temporary.
And then the other one is going to move up and will also attack.
Tough vines. Tough vines.
Which, if he's grappled,
Could be done at advantage. All right, that's going to be a, let's see, an 18 to hit
Yep, that hits.
is that's the better one. Other one was a 15 to hit. And let's
15
see,
hits as well.
Well, I mean, it's advantage still.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to be 12 more bludgeoning damage. So rage brings it down to 6. So 6. So now his actual hit points are harmed. Haha. Before finally, and he is double constrained. So basically, both these creatures are constricting him,
Oh, interesting.
pulling him close into the embrace of death. Okay, that is going to lead us to Mason.
Hi.
There's a bunch of vines right there. I mean, you know, it's a target-rich environment.
No, I got it. I just wanted to make sure I do this in the right order of operations. All right, so I'm going to do an Eldritch Blast on
Okay.
that dude.
Right, the cracking was the vines. They tried to squish him and just snapped all around him. Exactly. Snap, 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 snap.
Eldritch Blade. 20, non-natural 20.
There you
Okay,
go.
that will definitely hit. No, actually, and it's a good question. Because you're moving up towards them, right? Like you didn't. Oh, you were.
I didn't need to move. I'm in range.
He's well within range.
Well, what I'm thinking about is the fact that since they are constricted, I'm trying to think if you were running the risk of hitting them. I'll say not in this case because you did actually hit them because there's a fair bit of them. I will give you the warning that if you critically were to miss, you probably would hit him because they literally have their vines wrapped around him, both of them.
I think mathematically it is impossible for me to critically miss.
One's still a one.
do not say that.
But one is always a critical.
But I'm always adding
All right, I'm
7
calling
onto
it out.
any
The next
roll.
roll is
matter
going to
though.
be a
A
1.
natural one is
I'm
still
going to
a
call it
natural
now.
one.
I'm doing
Yeah.
it
Really?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, even if you had it
I didn't know
7.
that. I didn't know that. All right.
Theoretically, even Tiamat could have critically missed.
Okay.
Not that you would know.
So that's 6 damage on that blast, and I get 1 more unless he's dead from that.
Was that the one that was technically more wounded?
Yeah, that was the one that I hit like 3
The
times.
northern one.
Gotcha. So the vines get blown away. There's some scorch marks you can see on Braxos' skin.
So he's still alive.
Yes.
All right. Number 2 of that.
Oh no,
blast.
he's not. No. He's dead. No, I'm sorry.
The vine
dead.
dude.
I thought you were talking about Braxos. I'm like, yeah, Braxos is still alive.
And I can't. I have a second shot, but I can't hit the guy that's directly
No, it's
behind.
bad. No, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't moved. Trying to. There's nowhere I can move where I can get a shot on the guy in the back, can I?
Not given how large a space that we're talking about in these cases.
Son of
If
a
they were
bitch.
magic missiles, that would be one thing. But
Yeah, that's a different character. That was a whole other campaign.
Yeah.
Used that every time. Yeah, then I'm just gonna sit here and drink my tea.
Okay, that's going to lead us to Little Weller.
And Little Weller is trotting along behind Big Weller, just bitching.
In Sylvan? Is it in common or Sylvan? That's the thing.
It started out in Sylvan,
Okay.
but it's drifted back into common.
Okay.
And instead of doing it telepathically like he normally would,
Yeah.
he's doing it out loud. So
It's amazing. It's turned into an episode of the Golden Girls. That's all it
It's
is.
like, mother son of a, what the flip is this? Is basically what happened. Okay. All right. What about Big Weller?
Big Weller is going to move into about here and shift his predictive focus over to the guy that has a hold of.
Okay.
Think about that.
Braxos.
Let me think it. No, let me think about that.
Yeah, I think he wants to burn Braxos.
Oh, he's not concerned about that. No, Weller's as he's stepping forward, he glances back towards the wicker Strahd to see if it's still where it's supposed to be.
It is still in the same position.
Okay, and what he's actually going to do is kind of move diagonally this way so he can get a line of sight on the tree. Now the tree is too far away to move his predictive focus to the tree,
Right.
but he's keeping an eye on that, and he's going to sacred flame the. I mean, he is putting his predictive focus on the thing that's holding.
I got you. Yep.
And he's going to sacred flame it, but he's keeping an eye on the tree because Esmeralda will shut up about it.
I'm going to let you know that if you sacred flame him, that is absolutely going to hit Braxos. He's still grappled by it.
Too bad.
Okay.
He can rage it off.
He can rage out of it.
Yes.
Except it's
All right.
radiant.
And since he's
He's grappled. He can't do a deck save.
he can't do a deck save, so it's going to hit him.
Yes.
Scene from Speed. Shoot the hostage.
Exactly. That is exactly.
So take 8 radiant. Okay, 48.
Okay. It is
14 for the vine again.
Yeah, it actually is good.
Wait, he didn't make the save?
It's well, no.
And the viney guy can still evade.
The vine guy actually makes.
No,
the
I meant
save.
Braxos.
So basically, what the vine guy does.
Oh,
is
he's
literally
grappled. Right.
As literally the vine guy and pulls
As he's dodging, he
sacred flame.
exactly.
Braxos is like take it off.
And Weller's like, sorry, but it doesn't really sound all that sincere.
Oh man. Okay, so 8 radiant. Does the rage? Is that just physical damage?
Yep,
actually?
it's only he's only got physical for this class.
Okay, so that means that we're talking.
Specialization.
So we're talking about he takes all of it.
Yep, so he takes all. He's on 48 now.
46 because he's at 54.
Yeah.
So he's down to 46. Like, okay, and funny
What
moment.
state is the shrubbery in?
It's in bad. It's in bad shape. And that is going to lead us to. That's going to lead us to Esmeralda.
And if you're talking about the viney guy, his name is Vins.
His name is Vinny. His name is Vinny.
Right.
Esmeralda takes off at a run heading towards the tree. That's going to lead us to Alec.
Can Alec finally run in and chop something up?
Yeah, Alec actually can move forward and try to chop away
That's
at the
pretty much what I'm going to do.
or pull it loose here.
Chop away at Alec.
Alec is going
Chop
to
and bruise.
longsword. Couple hits.
Everyone hits him.
Thank you.
Here we go.
There
22
we
to hit.
go.
Okay. That will hit.
For 9 slashing. This is non-magical, if that matters.
It doesn't in this case.
Okay.
So you slash down expertly along the vine, and it withers, just like as it hits, sort of withers away and falls. Braxos kind of, breaks clear, or breaks free, I should say, at that moment. And as you look up at as everything you look around is all dead, and you look up at this thing. Hold on a second. I realized I had one. I had one thing.
One more enemy I meant to put on the thing, and it's Tiamat.
Nope. Yeah, exactly.
It's Pagockus.
It's Tiamat. All of a sudden,
We finally
he's
got
not really
there.
dead.
How is it all going?
10 years later.
I feel like the mist could take her in here, so you know.
So again, as you look at this thing, this large tree, you can see what I mentioned about the fact that there's this blood oozing like sap. And as the last one of these things dies, you can hear a rustling from all around you. And as you sort of look around, you don't see anything, but there is a rustling which seems to be coming from the woods all around you, to the north, to the east, to the south. And again, on the bottom of the hill, the
Wow,
face
Yeah.
that's really
To the
loud.
left.
it's like,
To the right. To
yes,
the right.
that means exactly. So hundreds of feet away, you can hear that. And also, if you were to, let me change up the music now, by the way. Also, if you were to look at let's go with this, let's drop that down. Okay. Also, as you sort of look off through kind of the trees and around the trees, and you look off to the west here, so basically over in this direction is where you hear some of that rustling. You can see that the rustling is actually, that the rustling is not coming just from the woods. You can actually hear that the rustling seems to be coming from the fog itself. And as you look west, and this is basically Mason and Zarama, I think, can see this off in the distance here to the west. You can see a white fortress on a hill above a great city. The city appears quite distant, maybe a mile away. The fog obscures all detail, but as you look through the fog, you hear what sounds like the echo of a church bell beginning to ring. And as you hear this dong, dong, and this rustling all around you, you look at the tree, Esmeralda bolting towards it, and you can see that the very trees themselves, the copse of trees, is beginning to sway and move. And somewhere in the distance, a moaning and rustling echoes from the hill all around you, as if hundreds of angry trees are on the move. And that's where we're going to close the session out, I think.
Some Dark Souls shit right here.
Yep.
The bell tolls.
Exactly. And then
Now you gotta kill the gargoyles and the tree ents or whatever the hell.
Exactly.
And bottom, what comes in
We're not making any friends with nature here. This is
this is like, these are the bad ones. So
Weller doesn't care.
this is good stuff, guys. Again, I know that we got started late. I'm very sorry for that, but I'm glad that you were able to make some
How dare you?
on Yester Hill, and you still got some mysteries, obviously, to solve. And I'm looking forward to seeing how everything is going to happen.
Are we going to have to do this again on Morrow Hill?
Exactly, Morrow Hill. Or what about Day Hill? Today Hill, yes.
Did you say they were? Did it sound like they were moving towards us?
That's hard to say. It's rustling. There's moving all around.
To be determined.
Right.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Some dude named Russell is pissed off.
He is really, really upset. So this is great, and I want to start, first of all, by thanking everyone for their patience, and then I want to ask everyone to talk a little bit about themselves as we close up shop here. I will start with the gentleman who I believe, my phone is off now, but I believe the gentleman all the way on the right of the screen is going to be Rob. So Rob, thank you as always. A great pleasure, sir.
Happy to be back. Thank you so much.
Yes, it was good stuff. Welcome back. And where will the fine folks, what you think about tonight, and where will the fine folks see you next?
Tonight was fun. It was a very straightforward evening, which I can't say, which is a nice break from some of the ones where there's been a lot of, like, it was like, point me towards a thing and I will unleash hell. And
yes.
Sometimes those are nice. Those are a nice respite from the ones where it's a lot of RP and a lot of, trying to maneuver our way. Maneuver. It's called a maneuver. Through our way through a situation, which was fun. But yeah, a couple more of these, and I'll be ready for another RP heavy session. So that's how we do.
I'll keep that in mind.
As for where people can find me and what I'm up to, I recently came back from an awesome trip to the UK, and it's still there for now. We'll see what happens. The UK and to Norway. I'll be posting vlogs to my YouTube channel, which you can find the link for on my Twitch page, because it's I don't have a actual like shorthand version of that URL yet. It's hopefully I will get there soon. It's a rather new YouTube channel, and so I'm just trying to build it up. So if you want to see some cool vlogs and some cool content from that, I'm gonna start posting those on Monday. I'm trying to post new videos every Monday. They do take time, but yeah, hopefully that's the way things will roll out on that channel. So you can find that on my Twitch page, which also leads me to I Twitch a lot. I'm a very Twitchy. Never mind. Well, 2019, the world we live in, just anxiety meds. It's fine. No, it's okay. Anyway, I cast on Twitch TV as well, twitch.tv/GCDarksideRob. If you like my antics here on this show, then you'll enjoy the stuff that I do there. I'm currently in the middle of a playthrough that I just started of the PC version of Octopath Traveler, which just was released during E3. We'll be talking about post E3 stuff, which there's a lot to discuss. I'll be talking about that on my cast tomorrow, which should start at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely come check that out. A lot of people who are viewers and moderators and fans of this channel tend to hang out there as well. So come join the fun. It's a good time. And you can also find out about anything not related to those two things that I'm working on, including music and other projects, on Twitter, twitter.com/GCDarksideRob, and my Instagram, where I do a lot of my photo work, which is also at DarksideRob. That's me. That's the stuff I'm working on. And I'm also on this channel from time to time doing the Our Vocalist stuff as well as IAB. So you can find, if you look hard enough, you will find me somewhere on the internet. And it should all be Darkside Rob, the one, the true, the original Darkside Rob. So thank you. This was fun. I look forward to the next show.
Thank you, Rob. Always a pleasure. And yeah, you'll see Rob also on the Our Vocalist coming soon, as he mentioned. I believe we have that coming up this week, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to take a look again. But
You're asking me. I don't know.
I believe that's right. We will see.
I don't.
Thanks, Rob. Always a pleasure. And of course, I should say,
my friend.
I don't know where the order is again, but again, Maggie was not with us today, but we'll be back with our next session, the 22nd. And hopefully Cairo, who will be back from Egypt by then, should also be able to join us as well. So hopefully, knock on wood, I might actually get a full crew for that one, which would be awesome if it happens. Moving right along, next person visible on the screen, I believe, would be John. So John, always a pleasure. We got to do this live and in person. This is actually the second time John was doing Emberwind, and I got to be in the audience for that one. But this was actually...
I'm so sorry.
We need proof.
I apologize. It's John.
I think we need proof that you're in the same room as John. We need some.
But
kind
you know
of
what? You were
proof.
a trooper, Arv. You did it.
Yeah. Look, someone has to do it. The calendar lists our vocalist for Tuesday night. Yes, that's right. We do have our vocalist Tuesday night. That's right. Anyway, John.
Weren't you just leaving, Rob?
Always a pleasure. What did you think about tonight? Where will the fun?
I'm always here, John. I'm always here.
Origins has been great. Had a lot of fun meeting new people, hanging out with the authors, talking shop with Arv and our great attendees. Our guest of honor was Mercedes Lackey, which was really damn cool. And yeah, all good things have come to an end, and Origins ends tomorrow.
Yeah.
But this was a lot of fun. Yeah. Technical difficulties aside, which was rather annoying, but we still got some good playtime in. And the plan worked very well, naysayers. I'll have you know.
Yeah, now we have the whole forest out to get us. Perfectly done, John.
Dude, that's going to happen later anyways. But the first wave has been cut down with only Rude taking a scratch or two. So, yes, the plan was fine. The plan was sound. Anyways, never fault the plan.
John, everybody gets one.
Fun. I had a blast. Yes, I do a couple shows with Arv's on his channel. Emberwind every, I think it's like the fourth Thursday it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm, it's supposed to be.
And we're getting back on track for that. And then, of course, Strahd, D&D. Hanging out with Arv Live was a lot of fun, as always. So it was a good time. And that's pretty much it for me on the interwebs. But next big show for me, at least you two, right, is Gen Con, right?
Yeah, I have ReaderCon coming in July.
Okay.
But that'll be a little ways down the line.
Yeah, but in August.
J-Rab cheered 200 bitty boos.
Oh, thank you. Good session tonight. Thank you, Jay. And a cheer shared rewards to 3 others in chat. So not only was it a cheer, but
and
well.
for the
Thank you.
subs,
On my alert stuff,
gifted
so.
us, gifted myself and Rob sub again.
Nice. Thank you very much, Jay. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Cool. So thank you, John.
Yep.
Always a pleasure. And that is going to lead us on to, of course, Saad. And Saad, I have to say, Saad gets extra kudos tonight because Saad was able to take over production when my card was not working. I'm going to go back to the hotel and figure out why the hell it wasn't working. But thank you, Saad, for being willing to do that. It was very much a great
I'm calling
pleasure.
it now. The cable's probably iffy. Like it just, that's something as simple
cable?
as that.
I mean, but it's been plugged in the whole time charging it. No, I think there's something screwy about the way this connects. Anyway, I'll figure it out. But thank you, Saad, for jumping on board and doing that. It was awesome.
Yeah, hopefully everything was okay for viewers. You guys
so
out
you
there.
did a great job with it. And Saad is going to be running production, of course, also on the Hearts of Wulin game, which is going to be coming up a week from Monday.
Yeah.
And again, I just want you all to know, chat, pedals, just in your mind, pedals. That's what lots of
With a T or a D?
Where will the fine people see you next, Saad? What do you think about tonight? Where will they see you next?
Oh, it was great. It's always good to get back into this. And yeah, I was happy to actually check down there before we did anything with the Wicca creature thing. And but yeah, good old ranged combats when you're a melee character, just sitting there waiting as well.
Wait.
Oh, they killed it. Wait. Oh, they killed it. Oh.
Yeah, now you know that. Now you know how all of them felt.
Hey, I played pretty much all melee characters these campaigns. But yeah, so you'll see me on my channel, Twitch _, where I'm currently going through Dragon Age Inquisition. I am 50 hours in. I haven't even gotten halfway through the game yet. It's a very, very long and good game. I was surprised at how good it was. Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh yeah, like one. That.
Yeah,
I need to start that game over.
So yeah, you'll see me there. You'll see me on Forza 21's channel when we do our D&D again. Hopefully it'll be done on the 30th. Cross fingers. Just financial year stuff for me for work, but you know it is. You'll see me here for Emberwind on the 27th, John?
27th.
Yep. And we may do a in-between one just for a side story for Brahms, but we've got to organize that.
No, we got to catch up for Everest. What happened to Everest in his missing hours?
Yeah, because Everest has been missing for a whole day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it. And then of course with the rest of the gang here for IAB. Yeah, that's it.
Good stuff. Thank you, Saad. Again, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. And last but certainly not least, Tren, good stuff today out of Big and Little Weller. Little Weller's continual vicious, though ineffective mockery was fun to watch.
Big Weller frying enemies and friends alike.
Exactly. Yeah, Big Weller's just like, you know what? Embrace the death. How'd you feel about today, Tren, and where will the fine folks see you next?
Today was pretty good. It was the back and forth about the plan and everything was just delightful.
Yes.
I absolutely loved it. It's just
I'm just gonna call it now. It's gonna be just an inanimate object this entire time, and it's gonna be. I just can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
I think my two favorite moments of the intro today was like, but I've got 7 plans, and then the second one was like,
yeah, exactly.
He does.
That's not what you said. I was like, oh, fuck.
He's always got multiple plans running in his head, and constantly, as he's watching things shifting, he adjusts his plans accordingly. So he's always got multiple avenues that he's thinking about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're like the guy. You're like the character from the last good Men in Black movie. Not the most recent one. No, the third one was good. Shh. The guy who can see like all the outcomes of time, and he goes like, "Oh, 4 of them just closed. Like you can never play. There's only one outcome out of 725 billion that in which we live."
Mm-hmm.
No, Shadowed Mage Weller is not Jason Bateman. So,
Weller's strange.
Very much enjoyed it.
Where to me?
The It went far better than I thought it was going to.
You're welcome.
And not because what the hell's his name? Django can't deal damage, but because I felt certain that the larger things were much more difficult than they were.
To be honest, I felt the same. I was kind of surprised. I felt they were going to be. I mean, if they'd gotten their hands
I was gonna say, it's too
binds
goddamn
on
slow.
us, that probably would have been problematic.
That's
but
why-
the
The only thing was
Range
nothing had
battles.
proved that up to this point because of the other stuff we had fought. Like by the time we got started, I was like, oh right, these guys are just like they're all pushovers, but they
Well,
can do damage.
When we're leaving Vallaki and we ran into the first set of things that were blowing up and they were ripping us up because they were up close.
Right.
And then we get to the winery, and the little ones are much easier to deal with, but there were some of
They don't blow up. Yeah.
right. And then in one of those rooms, there were like two of the really big ones that we never got to deal with because the staff got broken and they all fell apart.
Right.
So there's this fear of steadily increasing damage, and that's why Weller was so worried about this thing. Well, Weller's worried about it because he's just terrified of the whole situation.
He just doesn't want to be here at all.
Right, and he's convinced something is going to go terribly, terribly wrong any minute now. Especially with Wicker Strahd standing right behind us, kind of.
That's really creepy.
That's set up for the next episode, the Wicker Strahd.
The Wicker Strahd.
Yep.
Still don't like that movie. Anyway.
So yeah,
Tell me about the bees.
but I thought it was awesome, and had a lot of fun today. Thing, where will people see me next? Here, unsurprisingly, on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yeah, where we get our rescheduled AME.
For that, and then once that is done, then we'll be back here for more of this on Saturday, June 22nd.
Yes,
which
is my birthday.
Oh.
So you can't kill him. You're not allowed to. It's...
Oh, you'd better fucking kill him.
Okay, so you want to die on your birthday.
No,
Okay.
wait, Sod, do you not know this campaign? He's been asking.
I know.
Since the first.
I am not going to grant a wish of insta death. I will, however, not
instantly die.
Suddenly, the lightning bolt that was hitting the wall, that circle just hits you.
Mortal coil.
No, the
imagine a better birthday present than that. Miranda.
Get me out of here! Boom! Yeah!
It's just cut short.
Yeah.
I can see a portal opens up that says exit, and you'd start walking. Then the lightning bolt gets you.
And the floor drops out underneath.
It takes him to like one hit point, right? And he can see Neverwinter. He's home. He can see it through the portal. It's right there, and the lightning bolt hits, and he's staggered. He's got one hit point left. He starts to fall through, and the portal closes and cuts his head off.
Oh,
I would really just like him to fall through a hole, land, and get knocked out and wake up on the pier at the beginning of Mist.
Or he wakes up in the back of a cart and somebody's like, "So you're finally awake."
Yes,
Anyway.
every Reddit meme in the last 6 months.
Exactly. That, and then basically outside of that, you guys won't see much of me because I am, and you, sir, may not like the sound of this, but I have decided to completely re-record Gray Shade because when I went back to review it, I discovered that in the first 45 seconds, I made 3 errors. And it sounds like shit because I was recording it on different software. So I'm starting all over again.
Oh my God.
And my self-imposed deadline to finish it is June 22nd. So Saturday is when I have to have it done. So yeah, that's going to be, I may be asking for an extension just in case.
Okay. I look forward to seeing when that deadline, that extension comes in. Okay.
What is Gray Shade? What is Gray Shade?
Funny you should ask.
Dragon Spear, you know what? Listen. All right, I'm going to let these guys go. It's late. But thanks to all of the wonderful players. Thank you to Trendane. Thank you to John. Thank you to Sod. Thank you to Rob. We'll see Maggie and Cairo back here next week. We're back here on the 22nd. I'm going to let these guys go. By the way, Sod, first of all, thank you to audio people, and we will see you all again soon. Thank you so much for the audio. Check us out at robinellerman.com. And Sod, if you would not mind, after this, once we're done with the video, rating Mr. Zach Clay. That would be lovely.
Okay.
I've heard of him.
All right. Do you want me to do the old Kickstarter
He's the dude with the
video?
hair, right?
So so you're going to be doing Kickstarter outro video and then Zach Clay for the Kickstarter. Please, folks, again, I really need to appeal for this. Please, please, please. I'm serious. If you haven't done so already, and you're like, I'm going to wait to back. Please do not wait to back. Please pledge now if you want to do so. Of course, you're not obligated to do so, but if you wish to, now is the time. You want to do that, as it says, atlasarts.com/Kickstarter. And please spread the word to Discord, to Facebook, to Twitter, to everywhere you can think of. I would really appreciate that. And now I will see all of you lovely people back here on Tuesday for Adventures of Middle-earth at noon Eastern. Until then, thanks to all, and I will see all of you lovely people soon. Bye for now. Take it away, Sa.
Bye-bye.
When Icky fell into the volcano, I was out digging for flame petals with Rig. So, where'd you fly from?
Well, I came from above. A long time I fell, as long as a lifetime it seemed, from pure sunlight into a dull reddish glow, and there was nothing I could do about it. I saw mountains and rocks lit in dull red, and as I plummeted ever downward, I began to feel a slow, relentless heat building. I remember a flash of light, and then falling, and then hitting something on the head, and lots of blue light. And then waking up here.
That kid knew how to make an entrance.
In 2014, speculative fiction author Gregory A. Wilson and Silence in the Library Publishing teamed up to run a Kickstarter supporting the publication of a new graphic novel, Icarus, the story of a young man with wings who falls into the heart of a dormant volcano and the creatures he meets there. Icarus has great powers, but remembers only his name, and accompanied by Jelinek, a flame petal prospector, and Rig, a two-tailed lava-resistant creature known as a solar, the winged outsider must set out to discover his identity and purpose. 2 years later, Icarus was released to the world. But this was only the beginning of the story, and now the tale continues. Independent publisher Athos Arts is pleased to announce its Kickstarter to support the publication of the sequel to Icarus, Jelinek, a full-color graphic novel which is the next part of this epic tale. New friends and enemies will be discovered, new threats and challenges to the heroes exposed, and secrets both new and old revealed as the question is answered. What is Icarus's destiny, and the destiny of the world to which he has come? Accompanying Gregory Wilson's emotionally resonant story is the extraordinary art of Attila Fabio, who has worked for IDW and other prominent comic publishers. In addition to the work for Jelinek, Attila will be redoing the entirety of the original Icarus art, along with an updated cover. Stretch goals, like original artwork, access to the original prose novel, and audio material will be added over time. In its first incarnation, Icarus was fortunate to gain the attention and support of over 400 backers, whose generosity allowed the book to see full publication. Those backers will have several rewards in this project tailored specifically for them to acknowledge their critical role in first helping bring this world to life. We also welcome the backers from Gregory Wilson's other previous projects, including Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, Emberwind, and others, plus the backers from Silence in the Library and Athos Arts' previous projects. But whether new to their work or a previous supporter, the author, artist, and Athos Arts are all enormously grateful for your support of Jelinek. Much of the artwork for this project is already completed, and lettering and layout has already begun. But to truly realize the vision of this story, one final component remains: you. In 2016, Icarus asked a fundamental question. What is our purpose, and what will we do to discover it? In 2019,
Jelinek will provide the answer. Join us in that journey by looking at the pledge levels, supporting the project, and spreading the word. And thank you. Together, we will draw from Icarus's past and learn about his future.
Thanks again, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Do a little quick outro here. Oh, I should probably mute myself there, not so you don't hear it again. Double. Good job, me. All right, so we're going to raid Zach Clay. Not Red Lee. Zach Clay. Yeah, give him a good the Arv hype raid. And yeah, see you guys next time. Go. Give him Arv hypes. Lots of Arv hypes. Go, 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 go.